Hey, welcome everybody to Legends of Tabletop. We're getting ready to jump into our DayTrippers game, but before we do that, I'm going to take a minute just to encourage you to check out our sponsors. Birds of a Feather Coffee, of course, has been with us here forever. Neil runs a couple of games for us, roasts his own coffee. It's really awesome. So if you like coffee, please check that out. And then our new sponsor, Thing 12 Games. They've been on the show a bunch of times. They've run a couple of successful Kickstarters. Most of their games are smaller. Some people will say filler, casual game kind of stuff. But hey, if you're playing games and you like your games, doesn't matter what anybody says. They've got 2 Dice of games out right now, Dice of Pirates and Dice of Crowns. There's going to be a new addition to that line. I think it's going to be the last one. That'll be Dice of Dragons. See, I was expecting ninjas, and they threw me a curveball with dragons, but that sounds super awesome. They have Seals of Cthulhu. Was successfully funded on Kickstarter just a couple of months ago. You can pre-order that now. And they also have Click Click Boom, which is a Russian roulette style bluffing party style game with cute little animals. So please check them out. Links are in the show notes. I've used code LEGENDS10 at either place. It's going to get you 10% off your order, and it helps out the show. So I'm going to kick it over to Todd. We'll find out what happened last time, and then we'll figure out what we're doing tonight.
Hey, well, last time you finished this massive, long, 3-week-long excursion to the planet Inra, where you'd been sent to gather Iranian orchids for your favorite client, Scilla Sardacian, star of Follow My Ass, her and her best friend, Corey Jane, they just love you guys so much that they took you out to lunch, and they want to talk to you about being on their show, being like special guests on some upcoming episode of the show. And she said that would be like a month or 2 months down the road. They wanted you to think about places that you might go. And I'll touch on that a little more in a minute. You have spent the last month training in the simulator. You wanted to make sure that Duke felt secure in his combat capabilities, because he'd always been a sniper, not really a frontline kind of a guy. And got into a bit of trouble, got wounded a bunch of times up on Inra. So he was feeling pretty bad about himself. And you decided to spend some extra time with him in the simulator, took him in there. You've been spending weeks now in the simulator with Duke. I know that Reggie just spent some experience points to up his fighting skill. We're going to assume that that was also done in the simulator. And now Duke has actually increased his skill as well. And I think that you just, that Nash just experienced was that, did you decide to choose like military tactics? Is that what it was?
So I did military tactics as well as bumping up my fighting as well. So I think the three of us were probably beating the crap out of each other in the simulator.
Right. And you had also asked Julio to see if he could come up with some simulation so that you might be able to simulate the effect of the whom on the brain. Unfortunately, he has not been able to come up with something like that. He says that he'd have to actually get out there in the field and run some tests while having hooked up to an EEG or something to figure out what exactly the effects are. He's not been successful in making that happen. So if you ever do find yourselves back on INRA, you're going to be facing the whom at the same odds that you were last time around.
Fair enough.
One day we will learn to weaponize the hume.
That was one of the things that nearly got Duke killed up on INRA. It makes this sound. It makes you actually start walking toward it. But you have no idea how that works, a hypnotic effect on the human brain.
See, that's Nash's fault. Nash put everybody in a bad spot. Poor leader.
It's always Nash's fault.
Known.
Everything is always Nash's fault. I'm going to pile the guilt on so you got that complex really bubbling for you. We want to make you feel bad. That's like, the whole point of the Life Shaper.
Yeah, no, it's good. He felt really bad. That's why he wanted to take all the extra time with Duke when they got back. He, saw Duke was down, and he just, felt responsible for putting him in a bad spot.
So it's been several weeks. You guys have been training in the simulator. You beefed up your skills. Duke is feeling good. Everybody's feeling pretty good. And there have been regular calls from Scilla Sardacian to you, Nash. She wants to keep this rolling. She gives you a booty call at least once a week.
Yeah, Nash has gotten used to it. Yeah.
No.
He was like not super comfortable with it at the beginning. You know, she took him to the to like the awards thing, and he was, you know, was very stiff and, you know, sort of, you know, dressed in a penguin suit and whatever. But
I watched you. You looked very, very stiff on there. It wasn't good.
it's not, you know, they fucking bow tie so tight. You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know why they do that.
Yeah, you thought he was stiff during the show. You should have seen him after.
Right. No, Nash. Reggie, I take full responsibility for this. This is almost as bad as you drinking. You need to worry about this.
you might have to start now again.
It's the only way. Reggie's pouring alcohol down your throat. This is the only way to get you better.
Yeah, he's gotten kind of like, you know, she takes him out and she, you know, she parades him around and like she's paying for stuff, and you know, it's so far afield from what he's used to or comfortable with. You know, like she's bought him new clothes and, you know, whatever. So like he's kind of coming around to it, but he's, you know, he's in a weird place.
Oh yeah, you know,
you're becoming a kept man. That's what's happening.
just last night, she sent a car to pick you up and take you back to her place, and it was one of those driverless, hovering Apple Lamborghini.
Oh no, an Appleghini.
It was an Apple. It was an Appleghini, and you said something about the car, about how nice it was or whatever. And she's like, "You want it?"
I appreciate that, but I could never.
She goes, "Because I'm friends with the guy who owns the company. I can get another one."
I mean, it's,
you know,
ostentatious.
What? Try it out. Take it home. Hey, do something crazy. And you realize that this is something she says all the time. She says, "Do something crazy." It's one of her buzz phrases. And whenever she says it, you look around for cameras. Yeah, which you usually find.
Yeah, I was gonna say, which is probably like all the time. He's like, you know, I mean, okay, well, you know, that's cool. I appreciate that. Reggie and I will have to take a spin up the coast and you know, see what she's made of, I guess.
I will not be getting in that car.
It is a candy apple red Appleghini.
A candy apple Appleghini.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Because she doesn't do anything. Boy.
Makes sense.
So,
Great.
You've been talking with Scilla about possible locations for the show, and she was flipping through some of the channels online, and she learned about this planet called Caladena, and she seems to have her heart set on using this as a location for her show. She says it's not ready yet, but X Investments is building a domed city up there on Caladena, and they're terraforming the whole place, and I think it's potentially a great spot for a show. Apparently the sky is red and there's all sorts of native life forms, and they're bringing in animals and plants from Earth to terraform the place. So I'm thinking that's going to be the place that I want to go. I talked a little bit to Joe about it, and he said that he doesn't like to step on X Investments' feet, but I know that I can pull some strings. I was wondering if you guys, and she starts walking her fingers up your arm, if you guys could go out there and maybe scout for locations.
I mean, I could see what Bento has to say. You know, do a little bit of research and see what we're looking at. I don't really know anything about it.
Well, let me show you. As she pulls it up, and there's this hovering display in front of her of a mostly red planet, very small, very cloudy. It's the third planet orbiting a red dwarf star. It's got a gravity of 0.9 Gs. The atmosphere is a little bit thin, 0.8 Earth atmospheres. And she says apparently it's really beautiful. I mean, they haven't released a lot of photos yet, but they're building a city that floats in the air. and a walkway that's made of glass, or glass steel rather, so that you can walk out over this walkway and look down through the walkway at the life forms below. I just think it would be such an amazing place to have an episode of the show. And I'm pretty sure I talk Bento into letting you guys go out there. Would you for me, McCall?
Sure. Yeah, I'll see what he says. I mean, it should be pretty standard recon procedure.
I don't know what that means. It's your job. But hey,
Yeah.
do something crazy.
Yeah, that's my everyday.
Yeah, well, enough of this. Let's get up into the bedroom and do something crazy.
No!
After you.
Hard fight, too.
Fade to
Smash
black.
cut.
Oh,
well,
Nash.
The next day when you come into work, you guys are in the simulator, and you get a notification from Bento. He would like you to come to his office. And when he tells you that he's been contacted, he's on a first basis with her now. And he says she's got her heart set on sending you guys out to Caladena. Now, I like to kind of stay away from X Investments because they've got a very tight security detail of their own. And you remember the last time that we went out on Scylla's birthday party.
I know. I know.
Things didn't work out too well over there, but it really seems like she's got her heart set on it, and she's paying for the trip. So there's 10 megas each for you guys if you go out there and scout for locations for her show. I can make the calls and sort of grease the rails for you. Make sure that they know you're coming, and they give you a little elbow room. I'm happy with it if you're happy with it. I mean, she's footing the bill.
That's not the only thing. Yeah, I mean, the Red's not going to be there, is she? I mean, like, she, we kind of went at it a little bit at the birthday party, and I don't think she'd be too pleased to see either one of us.
Red Hanfast, she's a piece of work. I got to tell you, she's got a great reputation in the industry, and I mean, second to you guys, I say that I would trust her with any security detail. This is all my way of saying, yeah, she's the head of security on this project.
Fuck. Jesus Christ. How far along are they on this floating? Like, I mean, we're going to be dirt side here. They have any of the city structure set up yet? Like, what are we looking at when we get there?
Yeah, as far as I know, the city is about half completed. They've got the dormitories set up for the security team and the basic support personnel, but they have not yet built the luxury hotels and cabanas that they plan on surrounding the outer rim of the floating city platform. So basically, in the inner part of the city, you've got bare bones life support, food, and all the necessities. Also got a team up there, all the terrain vehicles and kids, and they're working with some xenobiologists and terraforming the place. So they're bringing Earth life forms up there. They really shouldn't get in your way much, though. You guys are, from what I hear, you're just going to be looking for good locations for Scilla to host her show.
Yeah, what do we know about the native life that's there? I mean, we're looking at anything real dangerous, or?
There are no sentient life forms. No, it's mostly plant life. There are some animals, but again, they're planning on bringing most of the animals from Earth. In fact, I believe they started doing that just a few weeks ago. They're bringing up, bees and earthworms to pollinate and kill soil, and
I'll just edit that. I was getting ready to type. You're kind of choppy.
Oh, about that. Yeah, they've cattle up there, birds and bees. They want to basically transplant or transform this place into a more Earth-like kind of a setting. And so they brought hardy examples of Earth life, and they're still shipping them up there. There's no sentient life forms though, and as far as I know, there's nothing so dangerous that they were worried about releasing wild cattle into the environment. So,
well, that's fair enough. What are you thinking, Reggie?
What could go wrong? What indeed could go wrong?
What do you think as far as the team? Who do you like to bring on this one?
Well, I mean, I feel like we bring the same team that we had in the last one. It'll give him a chance to kind of like work through some of the issues that we had in the last one.
I'm not so sure you want to bring a full team. Yes, I need
not a full team, but
should we go in light and tight, just me and Reggie?
honestly, I believe that's what Scilla has in mind. And
oh, for the love of God.
Well, put it this way: the fewer of you there are, the less of a footprint we'll have, and the easier it'll be to talk to Ms. Hanfast about getting you in there.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, all right.
Well, maybe that is best then.
All right. I mean, like you said, Reggie, what could go wrong? There's no sentient life. There's no predators.
No, probably not. There's probably nothing there. Just like the other one. The other Inra, not Inra.
Are you talking about the birthday planet?
Yeah, the birthday planet. Yeah,
that was Parallaxis.
Parallaxis, just like Parallaxis. Nothing to worry about on Parallaxis.
Well, no, Parallaxis was different. There was all sorts of hostile life up there, but it was on the other side of the electrical barrier. You guys went off the path. Come on. It's not like I don't know the story.
As long as there's no path to go off of on Caladena, as long as there's no path to veer from.
Well, that's its common name. It hasn't actually been christened yet, but that's what everybody's calling it. The actual name of the planet is Epic 201367065C.
I'll stick with Caladena.
Well, I mean, it's just you and me, Reg, so it should be fine, right? I mean, the whole thing on Parallaxis is because, she wanted the stuff that she wanted.
Yeah, exactly. It was an operation that was a result of something that Miss Sardacian wanted, right? Mm-hmm.
Bento, do we have other clients? Like, is she the only?
That's a great question.
I don't know. Maybe I overstep. I just, she's.
I don't know. It's a fair question. I'm working on getting more clients for day trips, but as you know, this is not a field that DarkMatter has previously any reputation in, and so I need to stoke those fires, and I need to work on that a little more. But in the meanwhile, Miss Sardacian has definitely taken a shine to you.
Yeah. Did you see the Apple Guinea?
Is that yours?
I guess so.
I think that thing's worth almost as much as your house.
She sent it to pick me up. She was like, "Do you want it?" I said no. She was like, "Take it."
I don't know why you insist on looking a gift horse in the mouth, John. I mean, really, she's not only good for DarkMatter. I think she's been good for you. Look, you look healthy and fit. Your scores in the simulator are great.
Yeah, well, she's.
I really think you need to just relax a little bit, John. Perhaps this is the good life, and maybe you deserve it.
As long as everybody comes home safe, that's I gotta stay focused on what I'm doing.
Bento, you are a master salesman. I will tell you that.
Yeah, well, hopefully I can get a couple other clients because although I do definitely appreciate Ms. Sardacian, a few more clients on our roster would be helpful. I'm working on that. Don't worry about it, guys.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, if this is what we've got going, then I guess we're all in.
I don't mean to be so negative. I am sorry, Bento. I am trying my very, very best.
I know you are, Reg.
We will do the best.
Your scores have been great too. Listen, I have no complaints of this last few weeks. I've been watching you guys in the simulator, and every single one of you is outperforming your previous scores. So there are absolutely no complaints coming from me. Believe me. I just want this to go down smoothly. I want us all to make a little bit of money. And like you said, what can go wrong?
Absolutely nothing.
All right. Well, you guys get back to the simulator, and I'll do what's necessary to set this up. We're planning on leaving within a day or two.
All right.
Wonderful.
Sounds good. We'll get back to it.
Okay. Is there anything you guys wanted to do over the next day or two while he's setting that up?
I mean, I guess he would probably call Scilla and let her know that, everything was a go. We were going to be leaving soon, within the day or so.
She is so excited. She's squealing over the phone. She's like, "That is so fast."
Yeah, it looks. It looks like it should be pretty simple. Maybe gone for a day or two. We'll get some locations. We'll talk to Red Hanfast, I guess, and see what the story is out there, and we'll have something for you.
Now you've got some good cameras, right? I mean, if you don't, I'll set you up.
We have like the suit cams. I mean, we don't have any drones or anything.
I'll tell you what. I'll send one along with you. I'll send it to Bento. It's easy to work. You'll figure out how to work it real quick. You're a smart guy.
I make do.
Any other pieces of business you guys wanted to tend to?
Nash would go through gear and check the loadout, and like he would be on point with all that kind of stuff. Make sure. I guess he probably has like a friggin'. I think he probably hired like a housekeeper or like a house sitter, since they spend so much time going away, so that when they are somewhere, that someone is there to like take care of the cat and all that kind of stuff.
You could buy a robot to do that.
All right. As long as it has like rubber hands or whatever, so it can like pet the cat and stuff.
Nice.
A cat care bot.
Yeah, he loves the cat. The cat's got to be.
I absolutely believe that there is a cat care bot in the DayTrippers universe.
Sweet, he has one.
he had one. He has had one for quite some time.
Let me give you a price.
It looks eerily like Susie. Like if you come over and like really give it a hard look.
Don't even.
Nash.
No, maybe.
Walking through Nash's house is like
I
is like, you've surrounded yourself with all of your tormentations. What have you done?
Right.
Well, so she was blonde and whatever. So like, it's got a blonde wig, like very superficially, right? Like Scylla's like dark haired, If it even has that, like it could just be a robot with rubber hands. I don't know.
Well,
what else are you doing with those hands, Ned? My God,
it's not a replicant. You could give it a voice kind of like Susie.
Yeah.
You could give it an AI personality kind of like Susie's.
I don't know if you could do that.
Because if Scilla ever comes over and sees that shit, I don't know, that might get weird.
Yeah. I don't think it would be that extreme.
Oh my God!
Really, still hung up on Susie, huh?
I probably like he's got the picture still. Like I don't know, he's in a really weird space.
I'm worried. I'm a bit worried about Nash. We've been over to his place lately.
I know, because your new girlfriend is like billionaires with flashing neon tits.
Billionaires.
Yeah, I think at some point he's probably had like the team over, right? Like as like a team building, like they do their train hard, play hard stuff at work, and then it's like, you guys come over, like he's got a grill out back, and
yeah, it's just like we're just sharing uncomfortable looks constantly, like the whole time. And they're like, what do we say to him? How do we even approach this? That robot looks exactly like Susie. Every time we go over there, there's like a new addition to the ensemble.
Yeah, and little Kim just always looks at the robot and shakes her head, going, this is not good.
Oh, I thought we were going the other way with it. Like, the more he dresses up the robot, the more likely there would be some sort of a like menage situation.
Well, I think like when the house is new, like everybody comes over and there's like nothing on the walls, right? Like it's couch, table, chairs, and then like you and Tom come over like a couple of weeks later, and Scylla's like decorated the entire place. So there's like these really gauche like paintings and like bizarre light fixtures and shit in the house, and he's just like
the whole house is totally interactive. You walk from room to room, the lights come on and off automatically. You can just speak to the house. You can tell the house to start brewing coffee, and it does.
Wow, that's awesome. I like that.
Coffee.
Yep.
It's on like auto delivery. It like knows when I need more Bird's coffee. It just like automatically orders it.
That's right.
But there is legendary brew.
But there is that one night, Reggie, when Nash leaves the room, go to the bathroom for a while, and little Kim says, "We got to talk about your boy. I mean, this robot, this is not healthy."
I believe the road is to pet the cat and clean the house regularly.
Yeah, well, then why does she make it look like his ex-girlfriend?
I really could not say, nor do I think I should speculate.
I'm just saying, I'm a little worried about your boy.
Well, I'm also worried about him too. There are conversations that I am. Maybe I'm not the right person to have with him, but maybe I should probably have them with him. And Reggie starts breathing a little quicker. He's staring off into space.
All I'm saying is he's got a new woman in his life now. I mean, it's one at a time. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think you have to worry about the robot. Unless you're worried about what the robot represents. In which case, I'm pretty sure you don't have to worry about that either.
I was only worried about what the robot represents, but now that you put this idea in my head,
I'm getting a bit uncomfortable with what you're suggesting. Perhaps this is a conversation that you should have with Nash.
Oh, come on, he's my boss. He's your friend.
Wait, he's your boss?
Well, he's my team leader. He has rank on me.
Am I talking to Scilla Sardacian?
No, to little Kim.
Oh my god. I thought I was talking with Scilla Sardacian. No. Okay. All right. In that case,
that's why
I'd probably still say all the same things.
He's got a new girlfriend now,
Yes, he does. Yes. Unfortunately, I mean, yes, it's probably good for him. I am still sort of wavering on whether or not I think it's a good idea. But it's not my call. But yes. There should be a conversation, I believe, at some point about the
That's
robot.
all I'm saying. Look, I might have had a little bit too much to drink, but listen, if you ever see him getting a little too friendly with that robot, it's going to be time for an intervention.
I plan on speaking with him, hopefully before any of that happens.
All right.
Because and Reggie, like, he looks over at the robot, and the robot's looking at him. The wig on. He's like, and I can't get by the wig. That is taking it to a level. I don't know about it. I don't.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, little Kim, you are right. You are right. I'll talk to him. Don't worry. I'll talk to him.
Nash comes out at this point. Oh, did I miss anything?
Hey, buddy. How are you doing?
Yeah, okay. It's all right. A couple pounds later, right? You know.
I get it. That's right. What do you say?
Yeah, we were talking about your new girlfriend and how she seems to be lighting up. She's like the one?
He starts to flush, like his neck gets red. I mean, you know, Bento said to keep the clients happy. It's turned into like a thing now. I really don't want to talk about it. Reggie doesn't. It's a whole thing.
He's a client now. I see how that works. Listen to me. If you break that girl's heart, you're gonna break Bento's heart. All I'm saying.
She's got a point, Nash. You put yourself in quite a predicament, quite a situation if things go south.
Well, but she called. It wasn't me. I didn't do it.
So wait. Yes, you did. You did it. You did.
Well, I mean, she called and she wanted me to go to the thing, and I thought, you know, Bento was like, "Oh, you better, you know," and I went, and then, you know, things happened, and
yada yada yada.
I would agree with Reggie. I'd say you did it. Not only did you do it, but you're doing it like twice a week.
You can't say you didn't do it. You just can't do it, Nash. I love you like a brother, but my God, look at this wig. And he points right at the robot.
What's the cat bot? What's it? But I bought it off the rack. Like, I just went on the online and just was like, I need a robot, and it's fine. Like, it takes care of the cat. We're away a lot, man.
Why did you put a wig on it?
It came with it. Like, I just went online. It's like Amazon. You just click like cat bot, and all these different things came up. I don't know.
Yeah, he's right. It's in you click in the categories. It's bots, cat bots that look like your ex-girlfriend.
Wait, what?
Look at it. Look at it.
Nash, look at it.
It's a robot.
Stop. Look at it.
It's like he stops and he like cocks his head and he kind of walks around to like look at it for me. So it's a robot. It's just no.
Nash, what are you doing?
I need somebody to watch the cat. I mean, it's cheaper than hiring somebody, and the robot's not going to steal my shit while I'm not here.
Is it the hours? Is it all the hours that we're putting in the in training in the simulator? Is that it? Are you cracking up? Or do you come home and do you kind of like wish things were the way they were?
What are you guys talking about?
We're talking about the Susie cat bot.
You guys are crazy. No.
Look, boss, we're worried about you. You know you could have bought a robot that had a male voice. You know you could have bought a robot that didn't even have a face.
Yes, you've made all these decisions that you didn't have to make. You didn't even have to consider.
I thought it was good for the cat. I mean, it looks like a person. Like, you don't want like metal claws scratching the. Like, I wanted Jasper to be comfortable while I'm gone.
Oh, and by the way, the cost of that robot was 2 megas.
Okay.
You spent 2 megas. How many of those megas were all of the aesthetic? We're thrown into the aesthetic of this thing.
I don't know. I mean, I ordered it one night. Like, it's fine. It's fine. Like, don't worry. Are you drunk, Reg? Are you drunk?
No, I haven't had a drop to drink.
Little Kim tooling through her holographic PDA, and she's pulled a picture of a cat that looks kind of like R2 in it. She says, 0.75 megas for this one right here.
My God.
But it looks like a trash can. Jasper's not going to
cuddle
up to one of those
the
things.
Trash cans you've ever seen.
Jasper is a cat, John.
But he is like my family. I mean, Reggie and my parents and Jasper. Like he's you know he's that cat. He's a special cat. He's a special cat.
You don't get to say that that everything is fine when we're all looking at this catbot, and 2 out of 3 of us are pointing out its obvious resemblance of your ex, whatever she was.
And just at that moment, Duke and Tom come walking back up from the basement where they've been playing hoverball, because you got a hoverball court in the basement. And
The beautiful court.
They're both pretty. And look at the robot like, so hey, have you fucked that robot yet?
Whoa! What the fuck, guys?
And little Timmy's like, what am I saying? What am I saying?
That's probably one of the most honest and real indictments of this situation that I think any of us could have said.
But Tom was like, hey, I know I would have. I'd tap that.
Reggie just points right at Tom. And just
You stay away from my robot, Tom. That's for the cat.
I'm just saying, they come with well, you know how they make them these days.
You definitely bought that. You definitely bought that model too. It's definitely that model.
For the you guys. No. That's you guys. That's enough. You cut you guys off. Like I don't know what you guys are talking about. Ain't nobody touching the robot.
All right. That's enough playing. I got to tell you, little Kim says, I love you, John. I want to make sure that you're okay. Now,
yeah, it's fine.
Tom, let's go downstairs. I'm going to kick your ass at hoverball.
So they go downstairs. And he just like sits there, like plops down on the couch next to Reggie. What the fuck? I just went to the bathroom for like 2 minutes. What the fuck is going on?
Just needed you to hear the words that every one of us were thinking, and now we have all said it out loud and realized that we are all on the same page.
What, the Tom wants to fuck my cat robot?
Well, he suggested it because of the way it looks, of course, and because you bought the fuckable model.
It's not. It's not. I don't know.
All right, it's coming from a place of love and concern, obviously.
All right, I appreciate that. Everything is fine.
But we need to acknowledge.
I just want to insert here that a sex bot would probably cost even more. It probably isn't the fuckable model, but it's the fact that he made it look like Susie.
Yeah. Have you tried to do any manual upgrades to this thing?
Tom is like, hey, it doesn't need to have a hole. You can just rub up against it.
Tom, the more I find out about you, the less I want to know about you.
Tom, we got to find you a girlfriend or something.
Hey, go ahead, buddy.
Oh, gosh.
So poker? You guys want to?
Yeah, I want
to. But just to sort of close this out, if you say there's no problem, I'll buy that for now. But please know that you made that catbot look like Susie.
I mean, I don't think so, but
okay.
I mean, if you. Maybe subconscious. I don't know. I don't think so.
And I think that's what we're dealing with subconsciously. I just want you to think about it. You don't have to do anything. I just want you to think about it.
All right.
Not right now. Just over the course of the next few days, as you're watching it go around your house, cleaning and petting your cat. I want you to really pay attention.
But it doesn't pet. I mean, when I'm home, I pet the cat. I mean, the thing is here for when I'm not around. I mean,
at that moment, you hear Tom scream, "Shit! You broke my fucking nose!" And the party dissolves into a minor medical emergency. Turns out that little Kim smashed the hover ball into Tom's nose, and you end up having to call the medics and have his nose treated. The party breaks up.
One thing about Lil Kim, she goes all out. Doesn't matter what. Doesn't matter what she's doing. She goes all out.
Yeah. I told you I was going to kick your ass. He says, "Not my nose."
You've got to be prepared for it. You've got to be prepared for it when you're going to play a game against Lil Kim. She's going to come for you. She's going to come for you hard.
I play to win.
Tom, maybe next time, Tom, put the helmet on. I mean, they're just in the corner. There's no shame in it.
Yeah. He's like holding his nose, waiting for the medics to come. Okay, so the party dissolves. You've all aired your grievances, and the next morning at work, a little bit hungover, Bento says, "Okay, looks like we're ready to go. It's just going to be you two guys taking off in the Marduk, and I've got your launch coordinates right here."
Wonderful.
All right.
How you guys feeling? You look a little bit wrecked.
Ready and rearing to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Good. Reggie, you all right? You look a little tired.
I'm fine. I mean, I've been thinking a lot about things, but I'm good. No, you're right. I didn't sleep very much last night, but it's okay. I'm totally fine. This is a planet, correct? This isn't any kind of we're going to a planet, right?
It's a planet. Yeah,
Okay.
It's a planet in 3 space. So there's no 24-hour limit.
Oh, perfect. Wonderful. All right. Well, I'm sure we can probably do a good job and scout out all the wonderful locations for this show or whatever the Christ.
All right. I'm calling Tracy Island now. We'll have them prep the ship for you so you guys can get on your way.
All right, sounds good. We have any kind of limit on here? We have any kind of string?
No, none whatsoever. I would just advise that you stay out of Red Hanfast way as much as possible. They've been informed that you guys are up for a non-security related detail, and as long as you keep your nose clean, I think everything should be fine. Just try to stay away.
Should we check in with her when we get in, just as a matter of respect to them?
I don't think they'll let you get around that.
All right, fair enough.
She'll probably seek us out.
Oh, I'm sure she'll be waiting.
She'll be checking in with us.
All right, well, we'll grab our shit and last minute check, and we'll be ready to go.
All right.
Oh, did that drone come in? Scilla said she was going to send over a drone for us.
Oh, yeah, good. Thank you for reminding me. He goes to the closet, brings out a brand new packing box and opens it up, and out comes this little floating golden camera. It's called a Mercury 4. These are real expensive.
Yeah, well, she doesn't do anything cheap.
That's one of the things I like about her. The whole thing is voice activated. You can create action macros. Here's the instruction disk. Load that into your PDA, and you should be able to work that thing pretty easily. It's built for people with no technical knowledge, so I'm not too worried about using it. Now, if the people at X Investments tell you to turn the camera off, you're going to have to turn the camera off. Recognize that this site is still under development, not necessarily ready for prime time.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, we'll play it by ear. We'll see what happens.
Keep the camera on the down low if you can.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Suit cams, you shouldn't notice those, right?
The suit cams should be a good idea. Even if they confiscate this drone here, I don't think they can take away your suit cams. It's part of your gear. If they have any problem with it, you can have them contact me.
Fair enough. I assume that the suit cams are kind of built in to the point where it doesn't stick out like a whole separate. You see guys on motorcycles with the GoPros on them. I don't think it's as obvious as that, right?
No, I was actually imagining just a small camera lens on the side of the helmet.
Mm-hmm.
It's built in into the form factor of the helmet.
Yeah. Okay, that's kind of what I was thinking too. Cool.
All right, so we'll get you guys down to Diaspora Ranch. In you go. Your ship is all fueled up. Reggie, it is time for you to work your magic.
Pre-flight. everything checks out. I'll go ahead and work my little magic. It's just the piloting, right? Airspace.
This is your
Slip space.
slip space dynamics skill.
Oh, yep. So Psych E.
Yeah, and because it is a known planet, it's all you got to do is beat a 3.
Cool. All right. I'll use my +2 on that. There's a 6 in there, so that's an 8.
Nice.
Smooth sailing.
The world goes all wavy. You feel electric. This is weird cutting sensation of cold and hot down the center of your body. You guys have gotten accustomed to this over the months. And suddenly, you're on a red plane. Actually, you're not on the planet's surface. Your ship materializes on a big floating platform about maybe half a kilometer above the surface of a red and green, half dirt, half rough forested terrain. As far as you can see, there are like patches of forest where the trees that you recognize from Earth are beginning to take root and spread, and then in between those patches, it's like red dirt mostly.
Looks reminds me a little bit of a ret, although we didn't have the green cover. All those weird bubble glass shaped fruit trees things, whatever the hell they were.
You're looking out through the window of the ship, and you see a woman you recognize with a long red ponytail. She's watching you through the control tower window, waves in your direction. No emotion on her face.
There she is.
All right, well let's leave the drone here. We can always swing back to the ship. Let's go check in.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
Reggie does he shuts the ship down and all that, puts it in standby, all those other buzzwords.
You guys disembark. She comes out on the tarmac to meet you, shakes both of your hands. It had to be you guys, didn't it?
Of course.
Yeah.
We're the best.
How are things going?
Oh, it's been going pretty well until I got to this morning. I was going to be babysitting you two again.
He puts both of his hands on his heart. You know?
Oh, he's wounded. You wounded him.
Oh, look, I know you guys have worked your way in with that follow my ass girl, and what can I say? Congratulations on having got yourself a client that can pay the bills. But here we try to take our work pretty seriously.
We are as serious as we can be. Once we're out here, everything's mission tight. We don't want to be any trouble. We don't want to be in your way. We're just here to scope out some locations, and then we hope to be out of here sooner than later.
We'll be out of your hair before you even notice.
Well, I hope so. Just let things get back to normal. This project has been proceeding pretty well. It's working at a breakneck pace, frankly. Let me show you around and tell you what we've been doing. And she gives a tour of the city. It's pretty small. For a city, it's only about it's 3/4 of a kilometer in diameter. It's a very, very small, I don't even want to say city, right? It's a settlement on a big round floating platform about half a click above the ground. And down below, you see that the terraforming efforts are well underway. There's giant robotic machines pushing the soil around, and other ones that are bringing in trees that are being planted in these patches. Here and here and here, she's pointing at these green patches out in the environment. We're setting up earth biomes and hoping that they take root and spread. We've also brought, and she points over to the other side over to the east, where you see a gigantic herd of cattle. And she says this is one of the most recent additions to the planetary environment. The The ecosphere here is similar enough to Earth so that my superiors believe that we can terraform this place into an Earth-like environment and bring the ecosystem up to a level where people from Earth will feel comfortable hanging out, spending their money, turning it into some sort of luxury resort. So it's been relatively quiet as far as security issues are concerned, but extremely busy as far as development is concerned. Terraforming projects that you see here and here, they've been evolving rapidly. The first wave of development included atmospheric seeding of Earth flora, and it all seems to be taking hold pretty well. Nothing really to complain about. Oh, here's your quarters right here. You guys will be staying here, and I am just down the hall, room 17. So if you guys need anything, that's where you can find me. Oh, also, please wear these badges at all times when you're on the planet. She gives you a couple badges.
Thank you. We will certainly.
Has anybody been down to the surface? You guys mostly just up here on the platform?
We're mostly staying up here on the platform, but they've got work teams going down to the surface to deal with the animals and the plants. We've got a team of xenobiologists headed by Dr. Yvonne Charybdis. She was well recommended, although she's not usually around. She spends a lot of time down on the planet's surface. You'll probably run into her at one point or another. Just treat her well. She's well regarded in her field, although it's not anything that I happen to know much about.
She'd probably like it over on Arette.
She just looks at you blankly. She has no idea what that is.
Yeah, it's more for Reggie's benefit.
He chuckles.
Well, as you can imagine, X Investments has spared no expense, and they're working as hard as they can to get this thing ready in about a month, maybe 6 weeks, for its first wave of pleasure-seeking tourists.
Well, that's a heck of a turnaround.
Well, you can see we've got the construction teams of 24/7, so it really should, although it won't be the fully Earth-like environment that eventually it will become. Let me show you a map. She pulls up a map. She slides a copy of the map over to you guys so that you can have a copy of it for yourselves.
Oh, this is very helpful.
Thank you.
Here you go. This is the surrounding area. We're beginning terraforming just around the city platform, and our efforts will move out from the stars located here and there on the map are the areas we've begun planting seedlings, and the forests are beginning to take hold. We're hoping that as they grow in sort of a rhizomic fashion, they'll eventually cover the majority of the terrain and form something like a natural earth forest. You see this dotted line here. That's the bridge. It's the biggest attraction on this planet. It's a glass steel structure, 2 kilometers long. It takes you out to a viewing platform that raises and lowers so that you can get a good view of the planet from out there. And we expect that that will be the main attraction for tourists as they come on out. The city itself will be pretty crowded, what with gift shops, theaters, and a casino. The viewing platform, since you guys are looking for what is it, television locations?
Yeah, yep.
That might be the place you'd want to check out if I were to recommend something to you.
What was the approach in deciding where you were going to atmospherically seed the areas with the stars on them?
Well, we sought the places where there was a temperate climate and the least amount of weather distractions. This place has got a thin atmosphere, so the weather is not quite as intense as it gets on Earth, but we stay in the temperate zone. As the forests begin to grow over the years or over decades, we expect mutation to spreading. But again, that's not my concern. All the xenobiologists have checked it out, and they've written papers about it. And apparently, Dr. Charybdis says that this should take hold pretty well.
All right, fair enough. Is the bridge at least partially constructed, or can we take the Marduk over to the viewing platform?
Oh, the bridge is completely constructed. You're welcome to fly your ship around, but really, if you want to get the best lay of the land, I would stick to the platform or the bridge itself, since I know you're not going to be shooting your little program inside your ship.
Sure. I just didn't know if it was viable to get over to the platform yet.
It is. It is. There are some places where the bridge is not completely secure. There are no railings in many spots. Right now, we put together just enough of it to get the workloaders out there and back again. But the entire path is walkable. You could even take one of these hover skids if you want. She points to it's got a bunch of all-terrain and hover skids. If you want to go down to the planet's surface, you'll have to requisition an order for an all-terrain vehicle. You can do that through me. But why don't you check out the viewing platform first?
That seems like the best place to start.
Sounds solid.
At that point, she puts her hand to her head, and you hear a voice talking in her ear. She's like, "Right, I'll be right there. Listen, guys, something has come up. I've move on. If you need anything, buzz me, and hopefully you can get this all done, and we can stay out of each other's way."
Sounds perfect.
Sounds good. If anything shakes out, let us know if we need to.
She's already gone.
Damn, she's quick.
All right. Well, I mean, if we're going to be left to our own devices, let's go grab that drone and take a walk.
I was going to say, I feel like she just made her first mistake.
How big is the drone?
The cam drone?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a little smaller than a basketball.
Okay. Might not be so noticeable, at least right away.
Right, yeah. This is going to work perfectly.
Excellent. All right. Let's get to... What do you think? Go kit it out? I think maybe we go kit it out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, definitely. We'll get the full gear going, send the drone out. It'll be great.
All
right. Let's do it up.
So far, so good.
If you guys are going to go on foot, it'll probably take just a little over an hour to cross the bridge over to the viewing platform.
Okay. I assume
we're getting stuff from the bridge, or is the bridge? It's up, right?
Yeah, it's up.
Okay, we can probably
the city platform, the bridge, and the viewing platform are all hovering structures.
Oh god. Okay, I missed. All right,
all together.
So they're can we see, can we try to get started while we're walking on the bridge and just checking things out?
Sure. Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So we grab all of our gear. We grab the drone, and then just take like a slow, or we're in no rush, right? I mean, we don't really know like the best what she would be looking for, right? I mean, we're not television people, so they're just like filming everything.
I'm assuming that something that looks nice, it looks probably exotic. It looks like it costs a lot of money for her to have set up her show there. She'll probably be into that kind of thing.
Yeah, like if there's like a mountain structure like off the bridge, or like if the sun is coming up or going down, we kind of determine which angle might be best. Like they're not stupid, right? I mean, they can figure out like some of that stuff.
Yeah, there are some mountainous areas, and the sun is just starting to go down now. It's a red dwarf star, really far away. So it's a small red dot. The atmosphere is mostly red, and as the sun starts to go down, there are some really brilliant red, orange, and yellow, like clouds and formations in the sky. Hang on just a minute. I have to get a cat away from my feet. It's bothering me.
Just get the cat bot, the Susie cat bot.
So what do you think? Like if we'll line up a shot here, we'll get some of the sunset. That'll probably be good, right?
I mean, yeah, that sun. I'm pretty surprised actually that looks as good as it does. I was not prepared for that. I mean, with that sun in the background is going to look wonderful.
Yeah, that's really pretty. I mean, we get some of these places we don't get to enjoy it at all, but like this is not so bad so far.
Reggie like hits you in the chest with the back of his head. Look at us. We're like producers. We're setting up shots. We're talking like we're in the movies. It's wonderful. This is crazy.
Hey, maybe we could get a credit on this show, huh?
Oh, can you imagine? I mean, I think you should probably just have a credit on it. To be honest, like it's just you're so involved in the process already. You know.
I wouldn't say that, but I mean, but I tell you what, Bento would have a heart on if we got a fucking credit on the show.
Yeah, we probably it should probably DarkMatter. That's what it probably should be in there. Like, consulting. What would it be? Consulting artists, consulting producers. DarkMatter.
Site consultant, yeah, something like that.
Site consultant. That's the better way to put it. I like it. Site consultant.
We'll have to throw that at him when we get back. He'd probably be all over that.
Oh, heck yes. Definitely. Oh, God, this is going to... I'm actually kind of, assuming nothing goes wrong, which I'm sure nothing will, this is kind of starting out on good terms and the right foot, I believe.
Yeah, she wasn't... Red wasn't too crazy, so...
It wasn't contentious at all.
No. This might be a really good mission.
Everything's going so well.
Maybe we'll keep going.
Yeah. Oh, we found it. We found we found the perfect spot. It's beautiful. Look. Oh no, never mind. That's just an unterraformed plot of dust. Never mind.
Oh, we
maybe
lost the
I'm not as
GM.
good as I thought I was going to be. Shit.
Well, we'll have to see what we can find when it's getting late now. I guess the sun's going down. To maybe tomorrow, we'll requisition an ATV and check it out.
Oh, yeah.
See what we can see.
We definitely can probably get that going. An ATV and the drone flying above, so someone can be seeing what the drone is doing. Well, thought I'd like this. I like this a lot. This is great.
This might be good. Some good propaganda for Bento too, right? We get the drone flying over us. We're tooling out on some ATVs on some foreign planet.
The drone. We should use the drone as a camera, and we should film our own propaganda piece. Oh wait, is that what you said? Propaganda?
Not commercial. It's all the same thing.
Right. Maybe not propaganda. Maybe just some sort of like a bumper or something. Is that a word?
I think so. Yeah.
That sounds right.
A stinger. I think they call them that. Stinger?
Maybe. Yeah, like a sizzle reel. I think I've heard sizzle reel.
Maybe some B shots. Is that what it is?
Oh, B-roll.
B-roll.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, I lost audio and had to reboot my browser, so
we did it. We solved it. We got everything. It's all set. We're good.
We got all the shots. We're ready.
All the shots. We're gonna use the drone. We're gonna, instead of doing this mission, we're just gonna create a sizzle reel for DarkMatter with the drone.
So we got some shots of the sunset, and then we were just talking about, making it out to the viewing area. Getting some more footage, heading back, and then requisitioning some all-terrain vehicles for tomorrow, since we don't want to be planetside at night. Just getting in. Even though they say it's safe, that seems that operationally not the most secure thing.
Understood. And do you guys go all the way out to the viewing platform?
So you did cat things and we just kind of like bullshitted for a little bit. So we were like taking shots and then continuing forward. So I guess that's up to you.
Okay. Well, it takes an hour to get all the way out there. So you've walked all the way out there. You've got a few of your shots. You're looking around. This place is beautiful in a weird sort of half-constructed kind of way. And you can see where if those forests really do take root, it will be quite nice. A couple months down the road, perhaps. For right now, though, there are some interesting shots, especially when the sun goes down over the hills in the distance. You guys get some good shots, and the whole experience of being able to look down through the bridge that you guys are walking on. It's sort of vertigo-inducing,
Yeah.
but it's also really cool. And it's while you're looking down through that path that you see a flock of things fly by underneath and then shoot out toward the north.
Now, what was that? What do they look? What do they look like?
They look kind of like birds, kind of like bats, but they had long necks and long tails. They don't look like any bird or bat that you've seen on Earth. Now, you guys were told that there were some Earth species being brought up here, but you've never seen a bird like this. This is a small flock of these things. They're maybe like 1.5 feet long.
Huh.
Well, that was quick before we ran into something that totally contradicted anything that we were told.
Well, Reggie, how long did they say they'd been here?
Oh God, what the hell was it?
A couple of months, right?
A couple of months, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you think they would have seen like an entire flock of something flying around, right?
Yeah, this seems. Oh, God, Reggie closes his eyes and looks up at the sky. Oh my God, we didn't get all the information again.
I mean, do you think? Fuck. Should we go tell Red? I mean, she did get called away. It seemed kind of important. Like maybe something was wrong.
Well, I think our relationship with her is in a good place right now. I feel like, well, we've got to have some sort of. Do we have some sort of way to just to call her right now?
She's literally like right down the hall from where we are.
I thought we were.
No, you guys are way out on the bridge.
Yeah,
now.
we're on the bridge thing, right?
Oh, from here, yeah. To get her from here, yeah. I don't.
Yeah, but you can radio her.
Yeah.
I think you should probably radio her. Let's radio it in right now. Right, well, it's fresh, you know.
Yeah.
Indigenous species.
Yeah. But that sounds like a good plan. So he jumps on the comm. Miss Hanfast, are you available?
Very nice. Very nice.
You get sent to voice.
Oh shit.
So just as Nash and Reggie checking in, we made it out to the viewing platform. Everything looks. We got some nice shots. We appreciate you providing the map and everything. We did want to maybe speak with you when we get back. Just discuss a couple of things before we turn in for the night. Hope to see you when we return.
Well done.
That was good. You weren't alarming.
Yeah. I don't. I mean, if she listens to that thing, somebody hears it. We don't cause any trouble.
No, it's that's why you're you, and everyone else is everyone else. You think of those things.
I don't want to step on any toes.
Well, we might as well press on. I think we've got some things to sort of look out for now. Did they look predatory? Would that have been something that we could pick up?
Hard to tell.
Yeah, it was okay. Yeah. All right.
Well, we start the long walk back then with the drone in tow.
Okay. You're and what have you done with the drone?
So so Nash would have just set it to follow on the way out. So it's, I guess, more or less taking like.
Have you sent it away to get shots on its own, or has it just been hovering near you guys?
I think near us, but then like 360 degree, like it'll rotate this way, and then it's like following us, and then it's out to the other side. Yeah.
It's all B-roll. Okay.
I mean, we want to get as much good footage as we can for them to determine like what's the best.
So are you watching the video feed coming in from the drone, or are you going to look at that later?
Yeah, I think that probably makes sense as it's happening.
So maybe you are. Nash just sets it to follow and is not really paying attention to it. So I'm figuring it's like maybe a foot over, like to our right, and then it's just like doing its thing while we're walking.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think Reggie would probably be interested. He'd be looking at the it's like a tablet, right? Some sort of a tablet-esque type thing where I can see what the drone is seeing.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, I'm looking right through it.
Okay, so you guys are starting to come back from the viewing platform. Nash is scouting out ahead and looking at the distance for potential good shots, and Reggie is watching the camera, the feed coming from the drone. When Reggie, you see just in the corner of the screen, down on the ground, see that star that's nearest to the viewing platform, just south of the viewing platform? The camera is looking in that direction as the drone is doing a big circle around you, and you see something erupt up out of the ground and then shoot back down into the ground.
This is ridiculous.
You're like, wait a minute, what the fuck was that?
What?
But
What's
the camera has already turned around again, and now it's facing you guys again.
Can I rewind?
Yeah.
We're recording, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, take a look at this.
What do you got?
It's just all the hits. You know, you walk into a situation, you're told one thing, and then like you and I are just witnessing the complete opposite of everything we have been told.
What the hell are you talking about?
Here it is, right here. He slows it down, and it's hard to see because the drone is moving and this all happens real fast. But way down on the ground, it's like half a quarter mile down, right? Something about maybe the size of a man shoots up out of the ground and then quickly back down under the ground again.
What the fuck was that?
It's brown and red. It's really hard to see at this distance what it was.
I mean, that was like an animal, right? Like
some sort of a beast. Yeah.
And they haven't seen it. I mean, they've been here for months. They've got teams on the ground. Like,
I feel like they have. I'm starting to wonder whether or not. Actually, I'm starting to wonder why we were sent here in the first place.
Well, I mean, Scilla wanted it, so.
But did she?
I mean,
she did. Apparently, she must.
I'm proud.
No fool. This is. I mean, you've hit the nail on the head here, Nash. There is no way this didn't pop up on any of their radars.
Well, how the fuck is it every time we go someplace where Red Hanfast and X Investments is, they've got some kind of fucking monsters or something?
Why do we have to be the moral center and the just and good ones? It's so hard sometimes. I feel like they're doing something untoward.
I mean, I guess that's why the city's floating, right? I mean, I guess that's why we're not on the ground right now, but...
Just real quick, what was the name of that planet?
Parallaxis.
Parallaxis.
Mm-hmm.
So, back on Parallaxis, it became clear that they were here to just sort of like move forward fast and just get that planet to a point where they could just start making money on it. And you've already heard us talk about that already. So I just think it's not out of the realm of possibility that they did the same exact thing here.
Yeah, Red told you they've only been here for a couple months, and in one more month they plan to start bringing tourists out here.
I mean, I think that if we figure this out the same way we did before, I think we have a sit down with this person and tell her, look, you're doing this all wrong. You're doing it ass backwards. Or, and maybe you can make the call on this, Nash, maybe we use this against them and Bento can leverage this sort of a thing into getting these sorts of jobs in the future.
I think this is above our fucking pay grade, right? I mean,
that's why I feel like you can probably spin this with Bento.
Well, I mean, we're definitely going to let them know for sure. I mean, I don't feel like this is probably Red's fault. I mean, she's just, she's us. She's our counterpart, right? I mean, they say go here, and she goes, and, she's got to oversee everything. Somebody else higher up made the decision to come here and build. I mean, she's just trying to make sure it's getting done.
But she's doing it wrong. She's not doing it in good faith.
Maybe it's about the money I don't know. Look, let's go back. I don't want to. Well, let's go back and talk to her. I don't want any of this shit on radio chatter. I don't want anybody to hear what we're talking about because maybe she knows or maybe she doesn't.
That's very smart, and I think I'll reserve my knee-jerk reactions until we hear what she has to say. But she's got to know this right now.
All right. Well, let's double time it.
Let's do it.
All right, so you head back across the bridge. Yeah, if you guys are moving fast, it'll take, maybe 20 minutes to get back to the city. When you do get back to the city platform, you hear some raised voices from a block of around the corner of a block of buildings right near the edge of the city platform. You recognize one of the voices as Red, and she's saying, "Look, nobody told me what to expect when I came out here." And you hear another voice, it's a man's voice, and he's saying, "Look, I'm in charge of this operation, and you'll do what I say. You've got to find her. I don't care where she is. I don't care what you guys need to go through. Your job is to provide security."
So as they're coming up, like Nash just like puts his hand, like waves Reggie off, and they kind of stop to listen to hear what the conversation is.
Red is like, "Look, if you can't keep control of your people, is that supposed to be my problem? I don't know what's down there. You don't know what's down there. The fucking plants on this have been evolving so rapidly, we don't even know what to be ready for."
Uh-oh. Are you done, or did you like drop out?
No, I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Nash would wait until the entire conversation was over. So,
Okay.
I don't know how long you want to do it for.
Look, unless you feel like getting a bad report and never working with X Investments again, I suggest you get your team together and get some crawlers out there and fucking find that doctor bitch and bring her back. And Red says, "Yes, sir." And the two of them, the conversation seems to be over, and you see a man in a dark business suit storming around the corner, and he goes right past you without looking at you.
Is Doctor Bitch an official title?
He slaps you. And then he'll like quicken his pace, because they were just kind of like standing there, and when the guy like comes around the corner, Nash immediately like starts to move like they weren't standing there listening.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll see if she's like, just still standing there, or if she started to move off.
She is standing there with her hand over her face.
Hey, so how's it going,
Shit.
Miss Hanfast?
Listen, don't. Okay, I'm in the middle of something right now, and you guys, just go about your business. All right.
Is there something that we can help with? Because we found something that you might be interested in.
She looks up. What do you mean by that?
Why don't you come back to our room so we can talk?
Look, I have things to do right now. If you can't say it quickly, it's going to have to wait.
Look, as we were walking out, we saw a flock of birds or bird equivalents that flew off to the north. They were pretty big. They were about a foot long tail, long neck. And as we were on
wait, with your birds or bird equivalents, which is it?
They went by really fast. They were flying.
Oh shit! This is just what I need.
Well, it gets better or worse depending on your perspective, I suppose.
I feel like par for the course.
So some man-sized creature burst from the ground, popped out, and then burrowed back in while we were out by the viewing platform. There's a cusp of trees that have been terraformed out there. We only saw it for just a brief instant.
Her face white as at you, and then she pulls up her PDA, opens up the map. Show me exactly where.
He does the whole. Reggie does like he gets the clip and he does the swipe, and it goes from his unit to her unit. He established.
Are you sending your video?
Well, I want to show her the clip of the thing bursting up from the.
Yeah,
ground.
your copy of your video.
Yeah, yeah.
Nash,
Go ahead and take this clip.
Nash gets a pained look because he wasn't going to share any of that video.
Oh, I thought we were going to tell her show her what it was. No.
Well, not that we took video. Like he kind of like sidles over and like he's right next to her and he like like expanding the PDA out to like point and you're like boop and he goes boop. It's like,
free exchange of information.
Yeah.
thanks, Reg. Yeah, it's
Who shot this video?
it was
Is that really the issue?
The suit cam. Meanwhile, the drone is like under his arm.
Not only that, but the camera like swoops around and comes to look at you guys again. So it's clearly not a suit cam.
I really don't see what the problem is here. You've got a problem again.
Look, I don't know why this happens.
This whole development is under a tight seal. You're not supposed to have any camera equipment out here. Didn't somebody tell you that?
And
No.
there weren't supposed to be any sort of indigenous species here either, Red. You're welcome.
There's a guy walking towards you. He is a tall guy with dark skin, has sort of an American Indian look to him. And he, in fact, is carrying a drone cam, a cheaper model. He's coming toward you with it with the intent of speaking to Red, but when he sees that she's busy, he sort of respectfully stands off at one side quietly.
So Nash like pitches his voice a little bit lower, and he's like, "Look, you didn't. Nobody told us. You didn't say anything when we got here. I didn't want to carry it around. Look, I don't know why this happens with us and you and these creatures. I don't know. You're gonna look. We'll help if we can. I mean, I don't. You were in the same boat. You and I.
No,
they tell us to go.
Your job is not on the line here. I specifically told Bento that this operation was dark. There were to be no cameras. This man right here, and she points to the Native American. She's like, this man right here, by exits to shoot only what he was permitted to shoot. Any B-roll that leaves this planet will be approved by me.
Understood.
Now, like I said, I've got a situation to deal with. I've got a doctor to find. And so I'm going to have to talk to you guys later. Please stay out of trouble.
Again, if you need help, we're going to grab some grub. And, if you need us, give us a call.
She's already walked away from you, and she's talking to the Native American. They're speaking in hushed tones. But you hear her raise her voice, and she's like, no, you'll shoot what I tell you to shoot. Listen, I've got to find that doctor, and I've got to find her quick. You go back to your room and wait until you're called. And then she storms off, and leaving him standing there.
Nash just looks over at him and, like, gives him the, why me kind of thing. Shrugs his shoulders, hands out, like, I don't know, buddy.
He points drone under your arm. Is that a Mercury?
Yeah. We it's a new acquisition for us.
He comes over. He's quite interested. Those are really expensive, Are they looking for you to shoot some B-roll?
I wouldn't say that exactly.
He looks really suspicious, but when you buy it, he relaxes a little bit.
We took some B-roll. Unbeknownst to us, we weren't supposed to take any B-roll, so...
They didn't put it in your contract? I'm surprised. Mine was locked down. I'm not allowed to open the aperture unless I've given permission. Jeez, what do they expect? How can a videographer work in an environment like this? And why did they send you? Do they think I'm not doing a good enough job?
No, this is like a whole different. This is a different thing. I'm sure that you're doing a. I'm sure you're doing a good job. It's like a high stress thing here. I don't know. I mean, like we have our own thing we're working on.
What exactly are you doing here?
I was sent out by X Investments. They're supposed to make some sort of promo reel for the tourists that will be coming here, but they won't let me shoot anything.
That seems weird, for sure. How long have you been here?
You're not a videographer?
No, no.
You guys
Wait,
aren't here with the promotional department?
Aspiring.
Yeah. I mean, we're getting, we were gonna get some shots for, for a television thing. We're just kind of like scouting the location.
So they are trying to get competitors in here. I was told I would have exclusive shooting rights. That's another lie they've told me.
Well, I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth.
Now
He's joining the club. It
starting
seems
to look
like
you
you're
guys up
constantly
and down
lied to.
because you don't look like artists.
We're fully geared up.
We are technical artists, okay?
How long have you been here exactly?
I've been here a week now, and I've shot exactly 10 minutes of film.
Huh. Did you know the asshole in the suit that just went storming through here?
Wait, let me clear this one more time. You're not sent here to shoot video?
No.
Were you hired by X Investments?
Are we getting into some dicey territory right now? With information?
Yeah, I'm not. I mean,
He looks worried, and you're starting to figure out that he thinks he's being replaced by you guys.
No. If that's what you're worried about, being replaced, it won't be by us.
No, I mean, we're not gonna be staying. Look, I'm sure that you're. You know what? Let's buy a beer. Where's the cafeteria? I'm starved.
That's a great idea. Come join us for lunch.
Very well, I will. And he offers his hand. My name's Tanner.
Tanner. Reggie.
Jack Nash.
So on your way to the cantina, he explains that he's a video journalist. He's kind of the artistic and sensitive type, and he usually tries to remain as aloof as possible, but this has really got him angry. They haven't let him shoot anything. They keep sending him back to his room. He feels like his talent is being wasted here, and he's getting yelled at by a security director.
That's just her way. I know, I understand. You're gonna feel as though it's a personal thing, and it really isn't. She's got a lot on her plate. Not that that's any excuse for the way she treats people, but it is a bit of a perspective thing.
Yeah, we've had to deal with her before. She can be kind of prickly, but this is a lot of stress. A lot of stress.
By this time, you guys have ordered your beers and sat down, so you're in the. It's not decorated. It's not even fully constructed, but there is a cafeteria, cantina kind of a place where you guys are sitting down. It's got a pretty nice view of the nearest forest.
Nash has got calf. He doesn't have a beer.
Especially with all the things that go wrong. What some of the operations that X Investments are involved with, you can sort of imagine her frustrations.
You're telling me. I thought this was a high-class outfit, but they don't seem to have their at all.
I mean, I can't really argue against that. No. Our experiences aren't all that different.
I would, from what we read in the paper about stuff, I mean, they do their thing.
They do their thing, but they don't seem to have done their research. I was told there were no mobile plants.
Like Nash blanches a little bit.
I love that sentence.
When he says mobile plants, like he gets a little pale, and he's like,
right.
What did you say about the what?
Yeah, apparently they just started noticing them about a week ago. He's on his second beer now, loosening up a little bit.
My man.
So
they started sending Earth life forms out. They sent a bunch of worms and bugs and birds and bacteria, and then they brought all these cows over here. And I was told that they were going to make the place Earth-like. But from what I've been seeing lately, it's getting less and less Earth-like.
That's really the flaw in the thinking, right? I mean, you can't come to a new planet and try to make it into Earth, can you?
So wait. So they brought Earth stuff, and it's getting left. And we saw that they brought worms. Oh, okay, all right, well. And he's like, he wanted to say something, and then he kind of like, and he looks at Reggie, and he's like, wow, that's it's the food almost here. It's man, I'm starving.
I mean, I'm sure it is. I mean, yeah, it's probably coming. It's coming.
It's all right. Well, let me yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. So like, where else have you shot at? Do you work exclusively with X Investments? Is this a new thing for you?
No, I've never worked for them before. I think they saw my demo reels. I've done many documentaries for Global Geographic.
Oh, I've seen some of those on that channel there. Yeah, with the animals. That's pretty cool. How do you get into something like that?
I was first documenting the dying ways of my people as the climate change destroyed the last vestiges of our homeland. And I found I had a gift for the video camera. Since then, I've won several awards. You might have seen my documentary on the disappearance of the Maldive Islands. I was the one sent out to document their submergence under the water.
Oh, that was rough. I remember that. Yeah, that sucks.
I didn't think I saw that one, but I'm sorry.
The robot is here with your food. He orders another beer. He's like, I might as well. I don't have anything to do.
Yeah, right.
I have a theory about what's going on here.
Oh, do dish.
Well, I just like the life forms that we're starting to see didn't exist a year ago when this planet was first scouted by the experts who found it. Investments moved in, perhaps they didn't have awareness of what the planet might be capable of doing. And so what we're starting to see now is a fusion of the Earth life forms with the local life forms.
Nash kind of like leans back and like touches his nose, and he looks at Reggie.
Yeah. Bird bats.
I call them bat birds. You've seen them too.
Ah, yes. I did say that out loud, didn't I? Yes, we did.
Yeah, they're one of the newest appearances. A week ago, no one had seen those.
It's almost like it's a rapid evolutionary situation.
Exactly. I believe the plants and animals here are evolving much more rapidly than an Earth environment would have expected.
Right. I mean, the flaw, again, thinking you can just turn another planet into Earth.
Some of these plants are mobile now. The first was the vine snakes. Now, the vine snakes, they look like vines, and then they drop to the ground and crawl like snakes. That was our first inkling something was wrong.
That sounds terrifying.
We killed them with tailored viruses that we released into the atmosphere, but I think it made things worse.
Oh, like you sort of introduced the catalyst in further evolution.
I am not a scientist. I only know what I see, but I believe that the waves of evolution are increasing in frequency.
Oh, this we can't. I mean, this is not gonna.
Right. I mean, this isn't going to do at all.
Well, I'm assuming that that's the xenobiologist, then, that they're,
Oh, Dr. Charybdis. I am friends with Dr. Charybdis. She seems to know what she was doing and have great empathy for animal life.
Charybdis, huh?
Does she have anything to say about the rapid change? I mean, it doesn't seem like it would be possible. I mean, evolution on Earth takes millennia.
He's looking around to make sure nobody's listening to this. They really don't tell us much. But from what I understand, Dr. Charybdis was quite excited to learn of these new developments. This is not the way her superiors feel, of course. but she herself has a scientist's mind. She's inquisitive, curious.
Yeah, that always leads to trouble. That's what we found. Especially when you're in a strange and potentially hostile place.
I'm worried for her. Red says she's gone missing.
Yeah, that's what we heard. I think they sent out a party to go and look for her.
That was what that argument was about between Mr. Smith and Red. He claims that it's her responsibility to keep the doctor safe, even if the doctor wanders off the path.
I mean, kinda. It's secure. I mean, that's security.
It's not fair.
Well, life's not fair if you hadn't noticed.
Damn, Nash.
He just like shrugs.
Well, it's been good meeting you. I suppose I'll go back to my room and edit some old video footage for my demo reel. I think I'll be having to look for a job again soon.
I mean, one that you can actually, shoot some film. I mean, that's what you're good at, right?
Sometimes when you're seeking out work, I mean, you never know. You never know what you're getting into until you get into it, and then you realize it's not for you.
They told me they wanted this video to be awesome and to attract people to come here.
Well, then you certainly have a gripe, and you certainly have a founded grievance, as far as being allowed to do what you were hired to do.
Well, we shall see. I don't know what the plans are now. But it was nice meeting you fellows. And I'm sorry if I seemed a little defensive at first. No. You seemed like replacements.
No, you're fine. Just give it a couple of days, it'll blow over. I'm sure you'll get your footage in.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, at least they're paying you, right?
I hope they pay me for the full assignment. Like I say, I only shot 10 minutes of video. But I'll be happy to get off this place. Who knows? In a couple days, we may have dinosaurs.
That doesn't...
did you just foreshadow and jinx us? Is that what you just did?
He stands up. He says, I've never seen life change so fast. But life always finds a way.
Damn. So many things. All... This is great.
Nash stands. He shakes his hand.
He shakes both of your hands and lets you know that he's in room 23 if you want to come by.
All right. Well, thank you, Tanner. I hope things turn out good for you.
Keep your eyes open when you're out there.
Always.
And off he goes.
Fuck, he said what I was thinking. I didn't want to say it.
This is getting crazy.
Look, the thing that jumped up out of the fucking ground, giant fucking worms, right? It's the worms. The worms mutated.
What? The worms mutated.
The birds mutated.
Yeah, everything's mutating.
I don't... fuck. I mean, I don't want to step on her toes. I mean, I told her if she needed help to tell us. I don't know what... fuck. I don't want Benno to get pissed.
All you can do is offer... I mean, would you feel comfortable calling this in to Bento?
Yeah, I mean, he's the boss.
I mean, he seemed to have a certain understanding of what was going on, and it was completely wrong.
It seems like things are moving pretty fast here in relation to news coming out. I mean, it seems like they're keeping a pretty tight lid on this shit.
It may already be too late.
Well, I mean, X Investments keeps making these kind of investments, and they're going to be nothing. I mean, how do you spend this kind of money on stuff that just keeps getting fucking plowed under?
Well, unfortunately, you have to sort of let these sort of things fail. If they're not up to snuff and they're not up to the challenge, then they probably should just go away.
Well, you also know of several planets that are major successful resort destinations. X investment in conjunction with Slipstream Travel, which is the other investor on this project. And so, if you think in terms of like a blockbuster mentality, like you're willing to lose money on 9 if you make shitloads of money on 1.
You got to spend money to make money. All right, yeah, I see it.
As long as you move fast enough, stay ahead of the competition.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, fuck. Yeah, I mean, let's.
I don't want to get all meta on this right now, but this Dr. Charybdis situation is really just sticking out to me. Why would there just be a doctor that have just disappeared and now they need to go and find her? Why?
Well, I mean, if she was that into whatever shit was going on, maybe she found something that she was trying to.
Maybe she doesn't want to be found.
Do you think that doesn't make any? Well, I mean,
it really doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense that I would even formulate that thought in my head. But this is the second experience that we've had with X investments, and this one is just exponentially crazier than the first.
Maybe it's just bad luck. I mean, fuck, I don't know.
All the money they spend, all the things they've got, all the pots that they've got their hands in, and our 2 experiences with them all come with this strange, not very well thought out approach to what they're doing. I mean, what were their successes like?
I don't know, but I'm thinking like maybe we could hang a shingle that says, we can find your lost scientist for a pretty penny, right? I mean, this will be the second scientist we got to go rescue.
I mean, I'm not against it. I feel like it's good. I would just throw out there, Nash, that there's grabbing the bull by the horns and showing initiative, but there's also, I'm not certain what Bento would think if you just don't say anything to him about this before going off on a entrepreneurial spirit type walkabout.
No. I'm saying like if the DarkMatter thing doesn't work out, if we want to like we'll totally give him a call. Totally give him a call.
Jeez, yeah, no, that's all right. I mean, that's a legitimate thought.
At this moment, by the way, you guys look up and see 4 Hanfast security details, 4 troopers running at full speed past the cantina. They're going to the shed where the trucks and skiffs are held.
There's probably no chance that has anything to do with this, is there?
Oh, fuck, come on, let's go. Nash grabs the bag.
Okay, well, these 4 troopers are running to the vehicle shed. One of them is barking orders at the others. Obviously, he uses Red's name. He's like, look, Red told us double time. We need to get out there and find that doctor quick. One of his subordinates says, teaming up or splitting up? And he says, we have to go in all possible directions. We have no idea where she might be. Everybody grab a vehicle and get down there. Stay in radio contact at all times.
Jeez.
I mean, guys, does she have a tracker on her? Is there like running around?
Are you asking out loud?
Yeah, like so Nash grabbed the bag, assuming Reggie followed, and they kind of like, hoofed it behind them to where they're like, now standing and like pulling out bikes and whatever. And they're just kind of like standing there, clearly suited up. And yeah, he just shouts out like, hey, doesn't she have like a personal tracker? Can you like ping her phone? PDA?
The guy who's closest to you is a small guy with a computer pack on his back. He looks like the technician of the group. And he says, yeah, of course she has a tracker on her. Went dark about an hour ago.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Last known location?
She was out on the bridge.
She got lost off.
Hey, who are you guys?
Just friends. Friends. He puts up his hands.
Hello, friends, friendlies.
We're in tight with Miss Hanfast.
And the squad leader barks, Daniels, get the fuck onto a skiff. What are you doing? Daniel says, sorry, gotta go. And he runs off.
Are there extra skiffs?
There are. There's a whole bunch of them.
Huh?
I mean, I guess so, huh?
I mean,
We're gonna pull her ass out of the fire again. Red's gonna owe us a little something.
either that or she's just going to be a bitch about it. And actually, no, that's not fair. She wasn't that like that last time. She was pretty grateful, wasn't she?
She's a little icy.
Icy, that's a good word, icy. I mean, we can take that, but I feel like, you sort of have a responsibility to help here, unless you just want to stick to the original mission.
The skiffs at this moment are leaving the dock, and they're going off in separate directions. They're all headed westerly, but in vectors because they're splitting up.
I mean, we would just be flying around. I mean, we don't even know where she was before.
Right. I mean, they can't have any actual intel if her.
I'm gonna grab some caffeine. Be right back.
All right.
They can't have any actual intel. They're just going to go out blindly looking for her. I was thinking more of they're putting themselves in danger without any sort of direction.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of seems that way. Look, let's call Bento.
I think that's wise.
We'll apprise him of the situation, and then maybe we go try to talk to Red one last time, offer our assistance, see if we can't get... I mean, she was on the bridge. Fuck, she could be anywhere.
Right.
I mean, how the fuck... Something must have... It's like she jumped. Something must have grabbed her. I mean, those birds went to the north, but shit, I don't think they were big enough to pick her up, right? I mean, they're only a foot.
Yeah, I don't think that was it. But I mean, at this point, with what we've seen, what we know, who's to say it's not something that's that big? There could be something that big, no problem, easily.
Oh, fuck! What if those were the babies?
Oh my god, massive bat birds.
Ah, fuck. All right. Well, look, let's call Bento first.
Right. Yeah,
let's move from there.
Absolutely.
All right. So can we call him from personal communicators, or do we need to head back to the ship and call him from there?
You need to go to the ship. Up vector radio.
All right. Nash will loosely close the door on where the skiffs were so that they can get back in.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, awesome.
So somebody just walk by and oh shit, and then lock everything all up.
Yes.
Good.
Nice.
And then run out to the ship and make a call to Bento and apprise him of the situation.
What exactly are you going to tell him?
That shit went pear-shaped. That this has eerie, parallels to parallaxis. That the premier xenobiologist went missing. That the life forms are evolving, at a super extended rate, fast-paced rate. That we believe that worms that they dropped off now, appear to be 6 foot fucking man-sized monsters, and the birds are changing that they dropped off, cattle, which could now be some fucking super predator with fangs and shit.
That's terrifying.
All right. Listen, John, this is not our problem. I want you to just leave it alone. Have you got some footage? Have you got some locations?
Yeah.
Then you've done your job.
But I mean, like they don't. They don't seem to be like they're in control of the situation, sir. I mean, we've got footage, but there's no way she can bring the show here. I mean, in another 3 weeks, who the fuck knows what could be living here, flying? I mean, this place is FUBAR.
Yeah, I mean that's the conclusion. Oh, I'm not on the phone. Never mind. Sorry.
Are you and Reggie in any danger?
I mean, at the moment, no, I don't believe so. We'd offered Red our assistance, and she kind of blew us off. I mean, I'm not surprised, but she was kind of pissed. She did see the drone. She said that everything coming out of here had to be approved by her.
Oh,
my fault. That was my fault.
There's no blame.
Trying to help. I'm trying to help.
Did they confiscate the drone?
Nope, they didn't. She got called away, and we still have it.
Well, if you want to help, and I understand that you're the sort that wants to help, it might be better to let the drone do the work. You're not placing yourself in harm's way.
Oh, see, this is why you're the boss.
All right. But
what do you say? What do you say?
Stay in one piece, will you? As long as you've got video footage, it's not our problem if the show can't shoot there. We'll still get paid.
All right. I mean, she could be kind of a tough customer when she wants what she wants.
Oh damn, conflict of interests.
Yeah, we'll worry about that when you get back, eh?
All right. Yes. We'll send out the drone. You know what? I'm going to clear the footage off of it before we send it out in case it goes down or in case somebody else snags it.
Well, we'll make some copies, back it up.
Good idea.
Drive.
Now listen.
All that.
As far as Red is concerned, this conversation didn't happen. Don't step on her toes.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let me know if you need anything.
All right. We'll be in touch.
Bento out.
Over and out. All right, Reg. Boss says send out the drone. So let's clear this footage.
Do now that we're off the phone? Do we tell Red?
No. I mean, not now. If the drone finds something, then maybe we give her that information and let them sort it out. They're already on the ground. He doesn't want us putting ourselves in harm's way. He said our job is done, but
okay.
Things are not stable right now. So
okay, all right. I mean, that's fine. Then we should just do it. Then let's not think about it. Let's just do it.
I mean, we could go to the room. You've got the PDA. We can monitor the drone from the room. We don't even have to get our hands dirty.
We're never going to be in harm's way. I agree. Let's do it. What's the range on this thing? Are we going to get a legitimate range?
10 kilometers.
Okay, that sounds good. I mean,
it
gives us a pretty big area to search.
Oh yeah, much bigger than the map I showed you. Here,
right, I am.
Show you the map again.
I am in. Let's do it.
All right. So we take however long it takes to remove the footage that we have downloaded to the ship's computers. And then kind of walk off to the edge of the city platform, and Nash will program in like a spiraling search pattern that starts, sort of from
ooh, nice.
I guess from off this, from like under the city platform and just spiraling out and to look for, if it's got a thermal sensor, to program normal human heat signature, like whatever he can program in that would make it feasible for the drone to search for her.
It is not a scientific tool.
Okay.
It is a it's
strictly
a
visual
video camera for shooting video.
Okay.
But it does have a night filter on it, so you can see like in looking at everything in green, hotter things look more white.
Yeah.
Mm.
You can't tell what those things are, though.
Sure.
You see little blotches of white moving around on a background of green, or light green moving around on darker green. And as the thing spirals around and around the city platform, you see many such blotches, especially in the areas where the forests are, the starred locations on the map. There is all sorts of movement going on.
So he's just like, they're both sitting there in the room fucking staring at the screen, and he's like, fuck, Reggie, like, there's shit everywhere.
God.
But you do catch a glimpse of a rectangle that's very, very white, and it's over near the bridge. It's like in the middle of cell C2, and
Okay.
you realize that's one of the skiffs, and it is not moving.
God.
He like taps the screen.
Refresh.
Is that's probably one of the skiffs, right? I mean,
Oh my God, what do we do? Do we tell Red? Do we go? What do we do? Oh God.
he told us not to get involved. I can't. I mean, there's people out there. I mean, we can't. I mean, I don't know, Reg. I mean, I don't want to put you.
No, I mean, if anything, I don't care either way about my own self. I think I've been pretty clear about that. But I mean, if we can help, there's probably some sort of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Responsibility to help where we can.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I don't think Red has any control of the situation. That asshole in the fucking suit. It's guys like that get fucking people killed.
Yep, and I feel like maybe if it hasn't happened already, that's exactly where we're heading now.
Fuck. Fuck.
You know what? Your call.
By the way, you can also locate the other skiffs as your view keeps on moving around. They're all like in cell C1, C2, and C3, but the other three are all moving. They're sort of doing zigzag patterns. They're doing recon patterns. That one, however, is not moving.
Shit. Well, mark that location down. Mark. Get the.
Reggie taps it, and there's like a little flag that that
Double
pops
tap.
up. Yeah. One of them double tap flags.
Fuck. I mean.
Distance 1.65 kilometers.
Ooh.
I mean, should we? Fuck. I don't know, Reg. I'm fucking torn. I mean, they're not our people. But
you know what I say. I don't really. It's not really about whose people they are. I mean, Red may not know this is happening. That's a legitimate problem.
I don't think she does. I think things are happening too fast.
Well, then we probably need to either tell her or just go.
Should we give her one last chance?
Probably. I mean, I think in order to stay on Bento's, like,
he said not to step on her toes. I mean,
is it stepping on toes to tell her that her people are in trouble?
All right, let's go find her.
You just gonna call her or what?
Well, so she's down. Her room is down the hall. So
it's closed.
Yeah, but the chances that she's in her quarters are not great. I mean, she's in an emergency right now.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So assuming they he's got her number already. I guess
there's a bigger chance she's in the control tower.
All right. You want to just head over because I don't think she's going to answer.
Sure.
All right. So they head over to the control room.
All right. As you guys, the doors slide open to the control bay, and once again, Red is in the middle of an argument with Mr. Smith. As you guys walk in, you hear something very interesting. It's before they turn to notice you, Smith is saying, "Fuck the videographer! Get me that ESP unit!" And then they see you, and they both stand up and come to face you. Listen, not now, guys. They start pushing you back out of the room.
Okay, all right. Reggie or Nash allows himself to be pushed out and let the fucking doors close.
The doors close behind you.
I hate that fucking guy.
They both look very red in the face. They've been yelling at each other.
This fucking asshole is gonna get everybody fucking killed here.
This is definitely a sticky situation. And there are two doors there.
Yeah.
A double door situation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to kick the doors open.
Really?
Yeah, they need to know this.
Okay, these are sliding doors. Yeah. So
I thought that would be cooler. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. I didn't explain it earlier. They are sliding metal doors, so you can't kick them open, but if you use like your weapon, you might be able to pry them open.
Oh, did they lock them?
No, but they slid shut again.
Yeah.
It's maybe Reggie maybe instead of this ridiculousness, Reggie just he hammer fists the door all hard a bunch of times, like knocking on it, like opening. Excuse me, bang, 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 bang. Excuse me,
Reggie, what are you doing?
They got to know this. They don't even want to know.
The door slides open again. It's Red standing there. Mr. Smith is standing behind her. They both look very angry, and Red is like, "Not now, Nash. Reggie."
Perfect. What? This is great. You're exactly who we're looking for.
What do you guys want? We have an emergency situation here.
Exactly.
You're getting in my way.
One of your skiffs is not operating anymore.
What am I? She rushes over to the control platform and pulls up the video display. Where is he? Where is he? Where's Daniels? She gets on the radio.
Right.
Mm-hmm. August, Brenner, where's Daniels?
Mm-hmm.
And you hear August and Brenner come back. We haven't heard from Daniels in a few minutes. We haven't found the doctor either. We're doing as you said. It's not turning anything up. She turns around and looks at you guys again.
Hello.
What do you have to do with this?
We don't have anything to do with it. We're trying to fucking help.
Help how? I've got a detail of 4, count them, 4 troops, and one of them is down. There's nothing I can do.
Maybe send some of the troops that are out there to go help out those other ones who are now missing?
Well, you know where that skiff is.
She turns to Mr. Smith, and he shakes his head. That doctor is the priority here.
Oh, for...
Nash's whole fucking neck gets red.
I mean, Reggie's just put his arms out and looks at Nash. I don't know what to say anymore about this. This is like... whatever this operation is just, it's boggling. It's boggling.
She turns back to Smith. Look, my men out there might be in danger. You're telling me that the doctor is more valuable? And he's nodding his head. You signed the contract. You know the risks. That doctor carries all the information for this project. I need her back. All other priorities descended. Red shrugs her shoulders, turns back to the radio, continues searching for the doctor, and she flips the radio off.
Nash turns to Smith and just gives him, like, if looks could fucking kill, and he just turns on his heel and he walks out.
Reggie shakes his head and goes, typical, you know? Typical. Looks at Red. Typical. It's typical. And he turns and follows Nash out.
As you guys are walking out, you hear Smith behind you. He's raising his voice in your direction. So I don't know who the hell you guys are, but I'll have you kicked off of this rock if you don't stay out of here.
Might be the safest place to be.
You know, when the door's shut, then, you know, Nash is just like, Nash wants to kill that guy, like fucking hardcore. And he turns to Reggie and he says, look, we're going to get that fucking guy. You know, if we can find her, we can find her. But we're not. Fuck that.
Hey, I'm with you.
All right, well, let's go grab a fucking skiff and get down there.
Get one of them skiffs.
All right. You run down there. You get a skiff. You hop on board. It carries. It's a 2-seater in front, and then it's got like a flatbed in the back.
Okay.
It's about the size of a wee baby pickup truck.
Oh, this is cute.
And it's a hovering vehicle.
All right. Put the coordinates in there.
Okay, Reggie, this is, I imagine, you're driving.
Oh, yeah, I'll drive.
Okay, this is going to be your piloting skill, but offset by 1.
So, yeah, okay, the +1 scenario. Grace.
You just got to beat 3.
Okay. There's a plus with a +1. I got a 6 on there. 7 total.
Nice. All right, that's a yes and. Wow. What's the and?
Yes, and we save the day. No, yeah. How about yes, and we find it, and we're able to sort of see some tracks that it gives us like a lead. Does that sound right? Does that sound good?
Well, it's not tracks that you find. It is the last beams of the setting sun glinting off the metal of the hover skiff, which is on the ground about about 1.5 kilometers away. You guys are heading towards it. You just catch the glint of the sun off of it. You get a visual. There is nobody on it.
All right. There's nobody on it.
Nobody on what? On
the skiff.
Right.
Right. So as we come in, the sun glints off the skiff, which is just sitting there by itself. Nobody to be seen.
And you see nobody there. Yeah.
Okay.
So I tap you on your shoulder and point.
Right, there we go. We'll go right down to it and start searching the area, right?
Yep.
Do you land?
Red flashlights out.
Okay, wait. So you're setting it down?
Wait.
So as we get closer, as we get closer, we've got combat tactics here now.
Oh yeah, reconnaissance.
Yeah. So we hover over where the bike is, or where the skiff is, and kind of take a look around to see whether or not like the dirt's been disturbed. Are there any weird wriggling snake vines?
Good call. Okay, do a combat tactics roll.
Yeah, Nash.
You're looking for signs of struggle.
Oh shit, that one didn't go in. 5, 6. Total. 6 total.
That is a yes and. You not only see that there are some struggle, there is blood on the side of the skiff. There is a large, it looks like an artichoke, but it's about 2 meters across just next to the skiff.
So he points it at the Reggie. He's like, look at that. Looks like a fucking an artichoke next to this, but there's blood all over the side of the skiff. It looks like there was a struggle. I think that fucking thing is alive. I mean, it did say the plants were moving.
We should get a closer look.
Is there anything I'll cast back into the bed. Is there anything that I could drop on it.
Hmm.
Like an old, I was gonna say beer can, but I guess it wouldn't have beer cans. So, like a water bottle.
There is a toolbox.
He pops open the toolbox and like grabs a wrench. He's like, "All right, get over a little bit. Perfect," and drops the wrench.
Okay, this is a grace roll. Beat. How high up are you?
I think we're like just above the skiff, right? So maybe like I don't know how tall is the skiff.
The skiff is like 4 feet tall. The artichoke, or the artichoke is like 6 feet tall. It's a big round thing, 6 feet across.
God. So maybe 10 feet.
Okay.
Maybe.
Beat a 3 with a grace roll.
Okay. I got if it's just straight grace, I got a 6. I don't think stealth or anything like that's going to come into it. All right.
Nice. You hit the thing dead center. There is a strange kind of a sound, and it recoils and opens up, and out shoots a large pointy. Let me show you.
Great. That's good.
Is it?
It looks friendly.
And you have actually hurt it. You can see where you cut it open with the edge of that wrench. It was a perfect shot. But now it's mad, and that pointy head thing, or whatever it is flailing around and hitting the ground. It doesn't know where the attack came from.
Oh shit! Up! Go up!
Oh god! Up! Okay, pulls it up to climb.
Okay, Reggie. I imagine you're doing this really quickly. Beat a 3 with your piloting roll. You're at a -1.
Okay. 5, 6.
You guys are rolling really well tonight.
The rolls are good. My Little Pony dice are in full swing.
Okay, that is a yes and. So you managed to evade its grasp. It still doesn't know where the attack came from. It's flailing around in all directions, and the body is starting to move too. The body doesn't move real fast. It's like at a sort of a crawling rate, but the head is flipping around really quick, like an angry snake, right? But as you pull up, you also see that there's a trail of blood leading off to the south.
Reg, the south. Go south.
Okay, so we go
toward the bridge.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. He'll go where he's directed.
Okay. As you get closer to the bridge, you see that the forest that is, has grown past the edge of the viewing platform and all the viewing platform, and you see movement down there. There's many of these clumps of plants that look like this, and they turn toward you.
Oh God.
As you go by overhead. They seem to be watching.
Nash. So Nash has the flashlight out. He's got the gun across his lap, and he's looking.
By the way, it's starting to get dark now.
Yeah, he's trying to follow the blood trail as best as he can, and then the light kind of pans over, and the head on the flower turns.
Yep.
And he just he freezes, and he fucking snaps out.
I think it's time to go.
I think at this moment, Nash probably has a flashback to the living flowers from Susie's dream.
Oh,
yep.
No.
Yep. That's where I'm going. It's just like, Reggie,
you know what, Nash?
Here's the face.
I'm sorry to do this to you, but give me a psyche roll, please.
Oh yeah, no, I deserve it.
I deserve it.
Beat a 3.
I got a 5.
Okay, you're holding it together.
He's just mumbling and fucking the flowers, Reggie, the face, and the flowers moving, Reggie, fucking. I don't know. This moves looking.
There's one in there. Are you all right?
No. Fuck. Like he closes his eyes and like.
Okay, it's all right. Reggie puts his arm around him.
Like he jerks when you
Yeah,
touch
okay,
him.
no, that's right. That's fine. Just you're here. You're with me. You're not. You're here. You're present.
All right, are they still there? I don't want to.
You're not. Yes, I mean they're still there. We're moving away. I need to move away. I don't know what the deal with those are.
It looked at me, Reggie. Fucking looked at me.
Yep. I mean these plants clearly are gaining sentience.
I can't. Reg, I can't do it, Reg.
All right, yeah, that's fine. We're not getting out. We're not getting out. I understand.
Like his eyes are still closed. He like just thrusts the flashlight out in a random direction. He's like, "Can you see him?"
The plants all turn to follow the moving light.
Nash doesn't see it. His eyes are closed.
They're following the moving light.
I don't.
You know what this is like? Maybe to bring you back here, it's like when you have one of them little laser pointers with your cat.
I don't. I don't. This is not like. It's not the same thing. It's not.
No, you're right. It's completely different.
Do you see there was blood? I was watching the blood, and then the plants.
This isn't a very good. This does not bode well. Did you get a direction?
Gosh, so we're like he's like his eyes. He's just pointing in a random direction over there. Is that way he's going to the bridge? He's going to the bridge.
To the bridge.
Deep breath.
I'm going to press on towards the bridge.
Okay.
How you do that? I'm gonna just breathing.
What's your altitude, Reggie?
I think I climbed up to probably about 20 or 30 feet above. Is that weird?
Okay. I'm good either way. The bridge is well above you then.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll probably at that point, because if that's what we're doing, I'll start flying up to it, hovering up to it.
Is your plan to what? To land on the bridge or what?
Trying to get Nash to a better mental place.
So he's like a child with his eyes like squeezed closed. He's gripping the gun on his lap. But he had been narrated. He said, "Oh, there's blood. Go to the south. It's moving towards the bridge." So
that was it.
I'm assuming the blood would be under the bridge. Like if Daniels had gotten stabbed or whatever, and he was making his way away.
Well, you've kind of lost sight of all that now. It's not like a giant trail of blood. It's more like drops and drips here and there.
Gotcha.
And then the thing happened with the moving plants with the eyes, and you kind of lost track of that. And now Reggie is just flying towards the bridge.
Yeah. Sure.
So Reggie, give me a brains roll.
Well, I will do it.
And beat a 4.
Oh boy. I don't have really anything with that. Well, I hit 4 right on the dot.
Okay. That is a yes, but 2 things happen at the same time. One, you notice that there's something that's unusual, like hanging from the bottom of the bridge, and it looks to be about person-sized or maybe a little bit larger than a person. It's hanging from the bridge. But at that moment, a flock of those bird bats comes flying right by, and one of them literally slams into your head.
Oh.
I need a grace roll from you, Reggie.
Oh, good.
Beat a 4.
Can I use athletics?
Yes.
All right, +2. Oh no, there's a 4 there. 6 total.
6 total?
I had 2 1s, and the third die, it was like...
so this flock fly right past your moving vehicle, like intersected their path. One of them is into your head. Yeah, you get the quite by accident. Like your path's just intersected. And it knocks you to the side, keeps moving. You manage to keep control of the vehicle.
Ooh.
There's something dangling from the bottom of the bridge.
What is it?
Well, now that you're a little closer, you see that it's a woman, and she is tethered around some sort of pole, and she is holding the body of a man, and as you get closer to her, you hear that she's shouting for help.
I'm going to try to get underneath.
By the way, you even recognize the man. He's a small dude with dark hair. It's Daniels, the guy who talked to you earlier.
How he's suspended from underneath the bridge?
He seems to be unconscious, quite badly wounded. She is holding him, and she is tethered to the cable.
Reggie maneuvers the hover, the skiff to underneath them, a la Millennium Falcon getting loot.
Gotcha. All right, that is a piloting roll. Beat 2. It's pretty easy.
Okay. Yeah, easily rolled a 3 with a +1 piloting, so 4 total.
Okay, that is a yes, and you get the skiff directly under him just at the moment she loses grip of him, and he falls into the back of the vehicle.
Ooh! Nash,
what was that?
Are you here? Are you with me? Are you with me?
What was that?
He has a large tear in his abdomen that goes like from his navel up to under his right nipple. He's losing a lot of blood.
Nash, I need you on that. Are you with me?
Shit. Yeah. Like he rips into the bag, grabs out the fucking medical kit. Like now he's like,
yeah. Miss, maybe you want to jump down here too?
She says, I'll meet you on top. Now that she's no longer pulling his weight, it's a lot easier for her to get back up. You see that she has a mechanical winch on her back. And now that she's not carrying the weight of 2 people, she's able to elevate herself to the side of the bridge where she climbs up.
All right. I go there too.
Are you setting the vehicle down?
Can I kind of hover up so that we are equal to it? Like we're on the same level before I get into, because how wide is it? I mean, if I set it down, am I blocking the whole thing?
Oh, it's quite wide. It's like 30 feet.
Oh, all right. Well, then I am. Then I'm gonna do that. We'll land it right on the bridge.
The woman has just pulled herself up and released the winch, which retracts into her backpack. She's looking around as though she's worried about being seen, and then she runs over toward you. Who are you guys?
We're here to help. I'm Reggie.
Were you sent by X? Tell me the truth.
No.
No,
I mean, no.
No, we were. Is this how long have you had this guy? Stay with me, buddy. Stay with me. Daniel's right. Hey, buddy, you okay? Look, we're gonna get you all fixed up.
What do you need me to do? I'll pull pressure on it.
Now, Nash, you've got med skill, yeah?
Yeah, I have medic. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna need a medic roll from you. Beat a 4.
I hope so.
Can I?
I got a 6.
Okay.
Nice. That is a yes, and you're able to stop the bleeding, and he is conscious.
Ooh.
He says, I don't know where you guys came from, but I'm sure glad you're here.
No, man, I got you. You stay with me.
Rest easy. Easy.
The woman says, listen, X has to be stopped. I want to stay here and develop these life forms. There is much research that needs to be done here, but this construction project cannot go on.
Who are you?
I'm sorry. She puts out her hand. My name is Yvonne Charybdis.
Oh,
I'm a xenobiologist.
We did it. How did you get all the way up here?
She looks at you quizzically, and then she reaches back to tap the backpack she's wearing.
Oh, but you've been missing, miss.
Well, I didn't want them to know where I was.
Oh, I see. Righto. Nash rubs the side of his nose and points to her.
Look, can we look? I gotta get him stable, and then could you stay with us? Tell us what's going on. look, we're not with
No, no.
X.
Listen, first you tell me what's going on. Where did you guys come from?
We were here for another reason. We heard that you went missing. They sent out a team. Daniels was part of the team. He went missing.
She's looking you up and down. You're Hanfast. You're not X. Who are you?
Nash looks to Reggie.
A private organization.
Are you guys DayTrippers?
Yes.
Yes.
A smile lights up her face. She says, listen, I need some help. I need to get out of here. Can you take me back to Earth?
There's a lot of people looking for you.
They're going to have to keep looking for me. I'm going to put an end to this whole thing.
Ooh. I mean,
yeah.
Theoretically, we can take you back to Earth, but we're going to need to have a conversation in private before anything else happens.
She pulls out a flashlight and scans the horizon. She's looking to see if anyone else is approaching, and she doesn't see anyone. Well, make it quick, okay?
Look, we're in room... shit, you're not going to be able to make it back. Fuck. Get in the back of the skiff.
Blankets.
Yeah, he like takes off his jacket or whatever and like throws it on top of her. We've got to get him to the med bay. Stat.
Right.
We're in room... I forget what room we were in.
You're in room 6, I believe.
6.
Oh.
We'll get you close. We're in room 6. Go to room 6. Actually, go to the... No. Fuck. Yeah, I kind of want to stick her on the ship, but I don't trust her not to fucking leave.
Yeah.
Listen, I've got information that will end this whole project, but I can't be seen. I want to come back here and continue doing research. I've got to... Her hand goes toward her head, and then she bites her tongue. She says, I've got information, but I can't let them see me. If you guys can take me back to Earth, there's 3 mega in it for you.
I mean, that's all well and good. Look, can you fly a slip ship?
Yes.
No.
I can assess the honesty. Can I make a psychology test?
Yeah.
Oh, I got an 8.
Yeah, she's telling the truth. She can't fly.
Okay. Look, Reggie, we'll leave her at the ship. Nobody's getting on our ship but us.
Mm-hmm.
Get him to the med bay.
Okay, and I probably don't need to add this, but you rolled a yes and. There's like a fire burning in her eyes. She is driven.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So look, we'll set you up in the ship. We'll come back to get you. We'll come up with a plan. But you need to sit tight and don't do anything. I have to get him to the medical bay.
Let's do it. She gets in the skiff and pulls the blanket over her.
All right.
A tarp. There's like a tarp.
Yeah. So we drop her real quick because I'm assuming it's kind of on the way. And then get Daniels right to the medical bay.
Mm.
Fortunately, you're not seen because all the security personnel are out in the field.
Yeah. And nobody's looking for us anyway, right? I mean, they told us get the fuck out and, whatever.
Yep.
All right. So, yeah, Nash would...
This place, as you were given the tour of this place, she did not say anything about any medical facilities. It really seems to you that the only medical facilities on this planet is the med bay in your ship.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I guess as we get closer, Nash was like, did they have a med bay?
Not yet, they don't.
I don't remember seeing one.
What the fuck? Who builds something without having... What if somebody gets hurt? Fuck. All right, bolt them in the ship.
I misspoke because you guys actually don't have a medbay in your ship. What you have are slip suits, which can do medical triage. What you got to do is get this guy into a slip suit, lay him down, anesthetize him, and let the suit do the work.
Yeah. All right, so we do that then. So we just ghosted. We don't even tell anybody that we're back or that we left or.
As you guys are setting him up and getting getting him into the suit and all that, she starts talking. She says they had no idea what they were getting into when they started terraforming this place. They brought Earth life forms out here. Well, the DNA here is nothing like DNA on Earth. It mutates at such an incredible rate. It's already beginning to develop sentience. And once again, her hand goes to her head. She goes, I have communicated it. It wants us to leave.
But then why do you want to come back if it doesn't want us here?
Because this is a scientific breakthrough. I am a scientist. This is what I do. These idiots have no idea what they're trying to do. A resort, a luxury destination.
But if they don't want, I understand. Like, you're gonna die here. I mean,
nothing on this planet has done me any harm, but the planet itself has spoken to me. I have a special piece of technology, and her hand is touching the back of her head. I don't expect you to understand, but it's experimental, and I was sent here on a completely unconnected mission. They wanted me to make sure that the Earth life forms were terraforming, but I learned something else. This planet is alive. It deserves to be treated with the same respect as any other life form.
Were you sent by Mr. Smith?
I was hired by X, and Smith is, well, I suppose you'd call him my boss. But I am an independent scientist. I will do what science requires.
But did he have any inkling of what was going to happen here?
To my knowledge, no. But when I started to tell him, he had no interest in it. It was his idea that the terraforming project would be able to continue, and there was nothing I could do to persuade him otherwise.
Fuck.
When I get back to Earth with the data in my head, it'll blow this whole project wide open. There will be no resort on Caladena.
And
when I come back here, it will be with a full team of xenobiologists.
I mean, that's fine. I don't have any problem with there not being a hotel here, but there's no way we can be associated with anything that's going on here.
Nope. Give the illusion that we're, yeah.
Very well. If you can take me back to Earth, I won't mention you, and we'll let them think I've just disappeared. By the time I surface again, it will be too late for them to do anything to stop me.
This is, oh, God damn it. I mean, we did the right thing, Reggie. I mean, nobody can say we didn't do the right thing.
I don't think we even need to hear any sort of opinion on whether or not we did do the right thing. We did the right thing. We helped. And if the people who were in charge can't see that, then fuck them.
Look, let them think I'm dead. I'll put my case together. I'll work surreptitiously, and I won't mention you guys.
I mean, I don't. It's fine with me.
I guess. I mean, there's clearly shouldn't be any people coming here. I mean, they've fucked this up so horribly. Jesus. All right, look, well, we need, like, he's got to sit for at least an hour. I mean, he's got a really bad stomach wound. I mean, I think I patched him up okay, but like field medicine is the suit's at least going to get him stable. I mean, we sit tight, let him get stitched up. We'll walk him back. We'll say we took matters into our own hands. We went out to go grab him, and we didn't see hide nor hair of the doctor. Then we got the B-roll. He was happy. I think we did what we needed to.
True that.
Any opinion? I mean,
as far as what? As whether or not...
I mean, are you okay with that?
I am totally fine with it. I think we're sort of like operating on our own at this point, right?
Well, we're definitely off script, Reg. I don't know that the boss is going to be happy one way or another.
I mean, what would he have said realistically?
He told us to not get involved.
I don't think that's something that we can do when we know someone's in danger.
I mean, I think he understands that on some level.
All right, so I think maybe we just kind of like stop doing it in this situation right now, and we just get her off the planet.
Yeah, I agree. He like looks at his watch to see how long they've been.
Yeah, right.
Kind of mulling things over. If it's been like an hour, he'll get Daniels up and ask him how he's feeling, and if he can move.
It's been an hour.
Okay. How you doing, buddy? You hanging in there all right?
Oh, that was terrible. I don't think we should be developing out here.
Yeah. No kidding, huh?
No shit.
He looks up at the doctor. I'm glad you're okay, though. You saved my life. And she just smiles.
Oh, that's a sticky wicket. Ooh. So, Daniels, we've got a problem now. I think you owe us a little bit.
I absolutely owe you. Name it.
The doctor didn't save you, and you didn't find her. We pulled you out of a bad spot and patched you up, and I think that's all anybody needs to know.
So, the doctor wasn't here?
The doctor has gone missing, and unfortunately, nobody is going to find her.
He looks at her. She nods her head, and she says, I'm missing and assumed dead. Daniels swallows and goes, okay. Sure.
Look, Daniels, we're in agreement with you. Nobody should be building here. And I mean, this is way above either of our pay grades, but there's nothing bad to come back on you. You went out and performed admirably. You did what you could. You were following orders, and I'm glad you're okay. Fucking Smith, he was ready to leave you out there. I don't think you owe these people anything.
Not at all. Not at all.
His eyes just get wide. He's like, that bastard.
I mean, these fucking corporate types. Look, I'm not telling stories out of school. Look, I'm gonna be straight with you.
Look, I don't even work for Smith. I work for Red. We were contracted. That's all. I don't need fucking loyalty. That son of a bitch.
All right. Yes. Yes.
I mean, keep it close to the vest. I mean, I don't know that anybody's supposed to. Yeah, it's complicated. It's complicated. I just he pulls out his PDA and he like, what's your node?
He gives it to you.
He swipes him over like 2 mega.
Ooh.
Really? What's this for?
Just to make sure that the doctor's story goes untold.
Okay. I think I got it. I got in trouble. Never found the doctor. You guys saved me. And she is assumed dead.
You got it.
Nash just throws an arm around him. Look, guys like you, guys like us, nobody gives a shit about us. We got to watch out for each other. We got to watch out for each other.
Damn. Well, I don't know who sent you out here or why you decided to help, but I'm sure glad you did. Listen, there's a chance that when I get back to Earth, well, I might be looking for work. Can I give you a call?
Yeah. You give me a call. We might have something for you.
Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
Your story is straight with me.
All right, we'll come up with you. Wouldn't be proper if we let you go face that shitstorm alone.
Are you sure?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, definitely.
All right. Help me up.
Nash puts an arm then and grabs him, helps him up.
All right. I would like to sort of zoom up. We're going a little bit late right now. So I'd sort of like to zoom our time up here.
Mm-hmm.
When you bring Daniels in to Red, she is very relieved to see him. A little bit miffed to see you. But she does shake your hands and thank you for saving her man. And she calls the other skiffs in. She says, tell me, while you were out there, did you see any signs of anyone else?
Nash pauses for a beat to see whether or not Daniels is going to jump on anything.
Mm-hmm.
And
Daniels is looking at his feet.
not a soul. Well, I mean, if you want to count the sentient creatures that are now crawling all over this planet, then yeah, we saw plenty.
She shoots a look over to Marcus Smith, like if looks could kill kind of look. Smith just casually shrugs. Very well. Well, let me shake your hands again. Thank you, gentlemen. I'm very pleased that for this time, you were around.
So when she shakes Nash's hand, he holds her hand for a minute, and he looks her right in the eye and says, "We have to stop meeting like this."
She actually laughs.
And then, they share a laugh, and then he just like gives Smith the shittiest fucking look. He claps Daniels on the shoulder, says, I'm glad we were there to pull you out. Maybe we'll be seeing you around.
He smiles. You can be counting on it.
He winks at him. And they leave.
Reggie, I'm going to need one more slip ship dynamics roll from you to get this team back to Earth.
I will do it. Yep, there it is. There's a 6 in there, plus the slip dynamics, so 8.
That is a yes, and that is actually the most graceful and beautiful and immediate jump you have ever made. You end up back at Diaspora. The ship's engines are winding down, and just then there's a call on your PDA from or on your up vector radio from Bento.
You ready for this?
Yep. Let's do it.
Is it video or just audio?
It's just audio.
Okay. Then he doesn't have to move the doctor.
Yeah.
So he flips the switch. Hey, boss, we're back.
Hear it. I don't know what it is that you guys did out there, but I was just contacted by Red Hanfast. She told me that you guys deserve commendation for going above and beyond out there in the field. Why don't you take tomorrow off? Come back in the day after. Tell me the whole story.
You bet. Nice, boss. Just doing our jobs.
That's it.
All right. I'll see you Thursday.
All right. Nash looks at the windscreen to see if anybody's around. Like he wants to get her off the ship in a fucking cab while nobody is around.
Yes.
It's actually pretty busy in Diaspora Ranch right now. There's some ships loading, some ships unloading, a bunch of technicians walking around, but nobody's really paying much attention to you. They're all paying attention to their jobs.
What if we put her in a suit? I assume that would obscure her. Would that kind of stand out even more if she was walking through in a suit?
Oh, there's a bunch of people walking around in slip suits. It's quite common.
Okay. So he says to her, well, I guess would she be in a suit to make the jump?
Yeah, you know what? A little bit of retcon? Probably.
I mean, that would be like standard procedure, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So he turns to her from the seat and says, look, we're going to call, cab for you. Stay in the suit. We'll walk you outside. Won't anybody see you? We can't be known for anything, no parts of anything that's going on. We just want to get you out of here safe and quick, and good luck. Stay safe.
Nice to meet you.
She digs through her pockets and she pulls out a card, hands it to you. This is the Xenobiological Institute where I do most of my work. I can be found here most days, and if I'm not there, let me hang on a sec. I'm making up a name.
Oh.
If I'm not there, speak to Jonathan. He'll know how to get in touch with me.
You're not actually going to go back to work, are you? I mean, if you're missing, it wouldn't do anybody any good.
No. Not right away. But Jonathan is my personal assistant, and so he'll know where I am.
All right. I'll make a note. I wish you good luck. They clearly don't know what they have on their hands there, and that guy Smith is a real piece of work.
Oh, he'll get what's coming to him. She taps the back of her head. I've got it all in here.
All right. Oh, and he just kind of laughs because they had their suit cams, right? So, he's got all of that stuff on
That's true.
video.
Yeah. She doesn't necessarily know you were recording, but yeah, you have it all on video.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, not that that'll necessarily get out, but that's something that'll certainly get to Bento.
Oh, yeah.
So do we have maybe major retcon here? Do we turn these cameras and shit off when we're talking about stuff that we don't want recorded? I mean, we didn't say that we did or didn't.
My feeling is we're recording all the time.
Okay. So Nash makes a mental note.
Edit the footage.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have some kind of. So I guess maybe we edit it in post now before we give it to Bento. We've got the next day off.
Well, we can think about that later because, it doesn't necessarily hurt you guys if Bento knows the whole story.
I suppose that's true. Yeah. Just trying to think of what did we say, and did we say something maybe we shouldn't have that we want Bento to know.
Okay. We'll be together a month from now and you'll be able to have reviewed the video footage by then. But for now, let me wrap you guys up because her car is just coming for her.
Yep.
And you guys have 6 experience points each.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
She gets into the car, waves, and off she goes.
Nash just claps Reggie on the back and he says, "Nothing could go wrong, huh?"
Just like, yeah. I like that. Yeah, of course. Nothing ever goes wrong.
And we fade to black.
Yeah, that's a good fade to black.
What a situation.
I tell you, the whole thing at Nash's house is amazing.
Yeah.
It was just completely unplanned. Like out of left field. Like that was it's so good.
Oh shit.
I keep trying to stop screen share and it's not happening.
Oh no, now it's like double me.
Yeah. That's like the best I can do.
Yeah, that's all right. We're almost done.
It is what it is.
Yeah, that's all right.
Well, thanks you guys. That was a good one. That was a good one.
Yeah, that was fun. That's crazy.
Yeah, these are some of the funnest games. I love playing this Day Trippers game.
Yeah, definitely look forward to this all the time.
Awesome. Well, thanks for running for sure.
Yeah, thank you, Todd. Thanks for running.
I know he muted himself.
Thank you guys did an awesome job out there in the field. Thank you for playing.
Such a weird balance. Do we go again? We know we're doing the right thing, but we know will Bento be mad? What will happen?
Well, see, that's the thing. Do we want to make Dad mad at us? Because Nash's thing is we have to go help now. It's just
yes, yeah, and that's when if it comes down to something like that, Reggie's always on the side of help.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, I guess we'll do all of our post stuff. So if you didn't know, and you probably should if you check this game out on a regular basis, John's got his own podcast, Tales of Blood and Stone. You check that out over at what's the web address?
It's oh my god.
Google Tales of Blood and Stone.
Yeah, just Google it because it's got that Tobas at .blubbery.com. I'm bad at this.
Yeah. It's a Shadow of the Demon Lord podcast. So that's a lot of fun. That's pretty dark, but
pretty dark.
Yeah, it's good. John is an excellent GM and a good editor. So that's enjoyable. Todd's got a podcast of his own now since the last time we played. That's This is Fractopia.
This is fractopia.com. And also, if you're interested in Day Trippers, daytrippersrpg.com.
Yep, that link is in the show notes for sure, along with fictioneers.net. As always, we've got coffee for sale, as we said at the beginning. Also, we have our new sponsor, Thing 12 Games. They've got a bunch of cool games over on the website there, so if you could check that out, that would be awesome. Supporting the sponsor supports the show. Also, if you could leave ratings or reviews on iTunes or whatever your podcatcher of choice is, that's always super helpful as well.
Do it!
Bumps us up in the algorithm so people get to see the show. So if you enjoy it, tell your friends, tell your family, tell the people you work with, or, whoever you run random people into the street, spread the word. That's awesome if you could do that as well. And I want to thank everybody for checking it out, and we'll catch you next time.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.